This game has an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Good evening, namaskar and welcome. My name is Richard Haridas Soham and the 10th edition of IOPC has concluded with over 1 lakh player participation. This edition of IOPC was all about the community, rewarding each of its players with the IOPC Badge of Honor but of course the diamond-studded 18-karat gold crown to the main event, the crown winner, Lakshpal Singh. And now it's time for the most coveted tournament of this IOPC 10th edition, the Masters Table, where the winners of the marquee tournaments, namely IOPC event number 1, event number 9, event number 28, IOPC the Millionaire United, the Millionaire Legends, IOPC High Roller, Super High Roller, PLO High Roller, IOPC the Crown, and IOPC Leaderboard will lock their horns to combat this event for the ultimate title of being the mastermind of IOPC Jan 2021. And don't forget, they get that customized Breitling Avenger Chronograph 43 watch. It cannot get better than this. So, before we begin, let me tell you what is the winning amounts of each of these players from the marquee tournaments that got them a seat at this table. First up, we have Shravanam Lekar, who's the winner of IOPC event number 1. Going by the nick SSA Scorpion, his winning amount is 1,78,373. Next up, we have Nihal Kumar Agarwal, who's the winner of IOPC event number 9. Going by the nick Noob Daddy 7, and he took home 1,45,125. Winner of IOPC event number 28 is Vikram Pratapdan Langa. He goes by the nick Tatvamasi, and he took home 1,05,651. And the winner next up is the winner of the Millionaire United, Siddhant Triplani, going by the nick Pluribu. He took home 26,70,955. Then we have the winner of the IOPC the Millionaire Legend, Aniket Wagmare, going by the nick Vadumela, for a cool 36,36,325. Next up, we have Sriharsha Dodapaneni, who took down 2 tournaments, the IOPC High Roller for 21,55,751 and the IOPC Super High Roller for 33,92,769, and he plays with the nick Potato Player. Then the winner of IOPC PLO High Roller, Maha, is Shrey Maheshwari. He took down the tournament for 11,79,938. And our recent champion of the IOPC The Crown, Lakshpal Singh, going by the nick Lucky Bhai, took down the event for 51,80,500 rupees. And next up, we have Banu Prakash, who's the winner of the IOPC Leaderboard, going by the nick Spectre, and he won 30 lakh rupees for his efforts. A little about the game, each of these players will have the same starting stack of 15k chips, but Sriharsha Dodapaneni shipped 2 tournaments, the High Roller and the Super High Roller. Thus, will be taking a seat at the table with 22.5k chips. So you can see the excitement level as well as the expectation from this event is extremely high. And the winner of this Master Table not only wins the title of being the mastermind of IOPC Jan 2021, but also gets a sweet, customized Breitling Avenger Chronograph 43 watch. So why wait? Let's blow the whistle and let the action commence.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are underway. And to bring you all the action from the Masters Table, joining me is a poker professional who needs no introduction. Born on July 3rd, 1985, this American professional poker player and competitive fighting game player has earned over 2.6 million on PokerStars. He's known for playing 24 tables at the same time, and which of course has earned him Supernova Elite status 4 times. I'm talking about none other than Randy Liu. Hi Randy, how's it going?
It's doing great, man. It's cool to see this tournament here today. We're coming to an end in this series, but it's been fun so far, and I think this one's going to be very nice because we got some star-studded players.
Yes, absolutely. So we have 9 players who've got here after winning 9 marquee tournaments. Sri Harsha, of course, is one of those players who's won 2 tournaments. So he will start with the additional chip stack. That will be interesting. And Randy, it's a funny sort of format because there's no laddering up. There's ICM, but in a very different way. Why don't you tell us how that will affect all the decision making on this table?
When we're playing a tournament, it's a winner take all practically. You just want to take the hands that are most optimal plus EV, chip EV. You don't need to worry about ICM. You just really just got to just play whatever's going to make you the most chips in the long run. You don't got to worry about trying to get second place, third place, fourth place because it's all the same thing. Just got to play for a win right away.
Yes, absolutely. And we have action on the table. So Omaha is our PLO winner, and he's kind of out of his comfort zone, isn't it, Randy?
Well, I watched Omaha play, and when he won that tournament, he crushed that tournament so hard. But No Limit Hold'em's a whole different game, so yeah, he might be a little bit uncomfortable. But from what I saw, this guy probably knows how to play this game pretty well. So I'm gonna be pretty impressed. I imagine he's already opened Queen 9 of clubs under the gun. That's what I'm talking about. Like, you just got to play for win outright.
Tattwamasi, of course, has the better hand with the King High flush.
Trappy, huh? Look, it's working. Very nice trap there.
Yeah, so there we go. Omaha opening Queen 9 suited. It's going to be an interesting game because I think being aggressive also is one way to go at this table because it's all there at the first place, all the glory and, of course, the watch that we're all playing for, the customized Breitling Avenger Chronograph 43 watch, which the Masters Table is underway. And, of course, for the title of Mastermind of the IOPC 2021.
That's a pretty unique title, right? Like, you just can't imagine, like, next time you see these guys are like, yeah, I'm the mastermind, and you guys all lost to me, it should be pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's quite a star-studded table. As you can see, going through the table, most of these players are winners of previous IOPCs. Of course, some of them have got those batches from this tournament, and yeah, it'll be a good tournament considering that all of them are winners of tournaments and they all have proven their skills to us.
And there's something special about potato players, is that right?
Yes. So the funny thing is, Serena did 3 streams with us, and every time she did a stream, there was a player with the name Potato in their nickname. So Potato Player obviously won 2 tournaments out of the 3 streams that we did with Selena, and yeah, he'll be the player to watch at this table.
Yeah, so he's like a no limit crusher, pretty much, I imagine. Yes. Like we got an Omaha guy in there, so he might be confused on what this guy's doing.
Yeah, possibly. And on the left of Potato Player, we have Spectre, who is our leaderboard winner. So he has taken down the leaderboard, gaining the most points through this huge schedule of 118 tournaments. So he's no stranger to final tables. He's been grinding this tournament, and he's come out on top.
I mean, it's pretty impressive to win a leaderboard when there's like 119 tournaments, right? If you win a leaderboard of like 5 tournaments, it doesn't really mean much. But for someone to do over 118 tournaments, that means like he really did deserve it, played his heart out probably. And he's got to win at least one win, I imagine. I'm sure he's got multiple final tables.
Yeah, absolutely. He has multiple final tables, and I mean, it's also about when there's a schedule with so many tournaments over course of 15, 16 days. It's a lot of physical stress as well because it's not easy to be grinding day after day, and obviously if he's having deep runs, he's playing really long sessions. So I think that takes something special to be able to earn such a achievement.
Well, he just needs to hang in there for one more tournament, right? This one, you get that special watch, the Mastermind title. Let's see if he can look. The Omaha guy is the one that's just going for it. Like, I love this. He's like, you know what? I'm gonna like bust him out really quick, or I'm gonna bust early and just be on my day.
Yeah, such a good river for him as well to bluff.
Yeah, he's trying to represent that 10 really hard. Unfortunately, his opponent can't really. He's just playing. They're both playing the board, so this will be a nice steal if he does get it done.
Yeah, works out really well for him.
It's a nice hand, and it's a nice time to get some 2 aces, huh? See if he gets some action. He should get some action from someone. I feel like Omaha doesn't. He wants to see a lot of flops right now. 6-5 of clubs is definitely up his alley.
Yeah, that'll be fun to see. And I'm guessing a lot of these players are also going to be, slightly more aggressive since, earning chips and sort of preserving a stack both have great significance in this structure. So we'd love to see if there's some 3-bet, 4-bet action happening.
In general, too, like, some people, they see it's a winner take all. So at the beginning, they might just be a bit more splashier. It's kind of like, well, I still have to beat a lot of people. And but I think things start to, you see, things start to change when there's like 4 people that are like, oh, I might actually have to win this. And then they start to like play a little bit more conservative, etc. Obviously, the 4-bet of 2 aces is coming. And I think, depending on the size, the 6-5 of clubs might be like, let's just see a flop.
Yeah, I think seeing a flop was a lot better. He was in position, but like you said, he's here to win. He's going the aggressive route here, which is not a bad thing to do, but he's got really unlucky at this spot to be up against the aces.
Yeah, he's definitely the most active player. Now he's got ace king, and he's got 2 kings of potato player coming up.
That's not a fun spot to be in. And just a quick mention, potato player is the one who won 2 major tournaments at this IOPC with a winning of approximately 55.4 lakhs. So he is already in a lot of money, and I think he's gunning for the watch as well.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if these 2 guys don't. Well, the Queen 9 suited is going to 3-bet. Obviously, the Kings are going to 4-bet. I still think Omaha is going to get the ace king in there. He's been so crazy already. Like, it'd be shocking to me if he folds this hand.
Yeah, I'm just loving this. This is what I wanted to really watch. And like I said, Omaha is not folding this. Ace king looks pretty good. And unfortunately, he's up against one of those 2 hands you really don't want to see when you have ace king. And looks like it. Looks like Vadumela is going to get an easy exit, and stacks might just go in at this hand.
There's the 4-bet. Well, sure looks like he's going to go for it.
Shreyas is having a very tough decision here. Thinking, what should I do with my kings? And there we have it.
Yeah.
And Omaha is never folding this, is he?
No. He's out. Oh, but you know what? You did say the Omaha player may have some trouble. Well, he's the first one out.
Yeah. But yeah, well played by Omaha. Great showing at this IOPC. Going for the win, and unfortunately running into the kings of Sriharsha, the potato player who's been, just showing up and doing so well at this tournament overall.
Pretty sick that the guy who won twice is already busted one guy. He's got a pretty big chip lead on this table too right now. So he's definitely the favorite based on chip stacks and potentially even skill. I don't know the other players too well, but I imagine they've got some talent too.
Absolutely. So we'll go around the table. Holding the ace queen is Lucky Bhai. He placed 3rd in the last WPT India event, so he's no stranger. Of course, he won the main event, the crown winner, taking home the 18-carat gold crown with all those diamonds. So he's having a great tournament series. Yeah, really bad spot for Vadumela. He's going to be calling throughout. unless Lucky Bhai does something crazy. Really large bet there by Lucky Bhai.
Yeah, it's an over bet slight. Guatemala might interpret this as a draw or like a really big hand, but holding the ace is like, I think he might still peel off one more and kind of see what rolls off. And he does because he thinks his opponent has two diamonds.
And what we've seen from Lucky Bhai is he's done that even in the last tournament. He's gone for these really interesting spots where he's really upped the bet size, and he's also mixed in a lot of bluffs in those situations. So he's been very tricky to play against, and like you see, he's extracted more value than you'd expect out of a one pair hand, and Vadumela might just end up calling, and that's going to be a really, really big pot for Lucky Bhai.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he does get away from that one. But if he knows much about him, he might know the same thing. Like, man, this guy does it with value and bluffs. Pretty hard to play against. So, nice pot for Lucky Bhai.
Yeah, up to 24,000 chips now. The chip leader still at the table is Potato Player, who started with 22.5k chips. Now he's got about 36,000. So he started with 1.5x of the table, now at 2.5x of a stack. So he's in a good position to be the big stack bully, maybe.
Yeah, but I think being a big stack bully doesn't really work as well in this structure, right? Like, because like we said, it's a winner take all. So people, they can't really get run over. So if he doesn't make that adjustment, he might be bleeding chips for no reason as a big stack.
Yes, and I think Potato Player is one of those people who's really ICM aware, really aware of different adjustments he has to make in these situations. Even when we spoke to him the other day, he was very aware of how the ICM plays, and he was talking to us about his thought process on how he changed his playing style. So I'm sure Potato Player is going to be making a lot of adjustments to his game, and like you said, it's very important for him to be preserving chips rather than just taking shots, because people are going to be playing back at him. They have nothing to lose. There's no ladder. There's no merit to sort of laddering up, and everyone's going to be playing to win.
Exactly. So let's see. He's always going to raise it. I think he's going to get maybe some multi-way action.
Yeah.
So it's actually a 3-bet pot here. King, queen suited.
Lucky by opening the queen 10 of hearts.
I feel like the queen 10 of hearts might just see a flop here, right? They're so deep. Maybe some magic will happen.
Interesting fold on the button with ace 10, Randy. Do you think that was like quite a standard call, or because of the 3-bet it makes it difficult to play a hand like ace 10 and it's better to sort of get rid of it?
Yeah, with ace 10, it's too dominated in a 3-bet pot. So, when people re-raise, they got like big cards a lot of time, ace kings, ace queens, ace jacks, or like big pocket pairs. You don't know if you hit your ace. Sometimes you just like accidentally stack yourself, or you hit a 10 and they've got to overpair. You kind of just want to just avoid that situation altogether.
Checked the flop, Lucky Bhai with his queen 10 of hearts.
Yeah, there's nothing he can do really, unless he just wants to be really out of line right now. But it's really hard to be out of line on this board. Calling a 3-bet out of position, like, I don't know what he'd be ready for. He actually calls with his queen 10-I. He might steal his pot somehow.
Yeah, very interesting call there. None of the players really, like, their ranges are not doing well on this board. Of course, they have some overpairs, but overall, it's going to be very tough for them to negotiate. Potato Player obviously has the pre-flop 3-bet advantage, and really big bet there by Potato Player. Very hard for Lucky Bhai to continue now.
Yeah, these guys came to play today, like they're just going for it. And Potato Player putting the pressure on, really well done there. It was just like, you know what, you got like some weak ace high. He didn't even had worse than ace high, he had queen high. Or he had like a little pocket pair that can't handle the heat.
And I think
look at his hand, I'm sorry, man. Look at these hands, they all look pretty playable.
Yeah, I think the everyone after the hijack is going to be wanting to at least see a flop. Very tempted to see a flop. Oh, there's a 3-bet by SSA Scorpion.
I'm telling you, this structure is making people just be a bit more aggressive than normal. Because I think this.
Wow.
Oh, look at this. New daddy is 4-betting cold ace-2 suited. I mean, man, that's aggressive.
That's very aggressive. Looks like he's going to take the pot down right there. He wasn't one of the hands I would think would win the hand, but he's got the jacks to fold, and the fives looking down at a really big 4-bet.
He's like, I'm going to see a flop, and these both players have nothing.
This is going to be a very difficult table to commentate on. These guys are not going to find the fold button, and it's going to be a fun and up and down ride now.
The funny thing is, the two jacks in the big blind's thinking, man, I made such a good fold. One of these guys got kings or aces, or maybe they got a set of tens.
Right? If they are watching the stream in the next 5-10 minutes, they're going to be super, super tilted.
Yeah, that's Jesus, man. These guys are insane right now. If 2 5s continues here, this would be crazy. Just pure crazy.
He's thinking about it. I would love to see a jam here. That would just be like such an over the top thing. And nobody can't call. He can't call.
He's suicide. Oh my God, he's jamming the 2 5s.
Nobody wants to fold, Randy. Nobody wants to fold. They're here to play. They want the pot. They want every single hand. And wow.
That hand is ridiculous. Just pure ridiculous.
At the start of the hand, if I would ask you who wins this hand, I think fives would be the last thing you pick.
Of course. I mean, that flop was, it's a tough c-bet to make of the ace-2 suited, and he still got jammed on. Like you said, this is going to be hard to commentate, but it's definitely fireworks and fun to watch.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun final table. Queen 4 suited for both the gentlemen.
So this guy, SSA Scorpion, what's his history?
So we don't have much history on him, but then he did win our first event of this IOPC for a little over 1.5 lakhs. So he did win the opening event of the IOPC, and he's going to be interesting to watch. We haven't seen a lot of him, but yes, this is a great opportunity for him to make his name. Shravan Amlekar is the player in the seat of SSA Scorpion.
Yeah, well, I mean, it makes sense how he won the tournament, because he's just crazy, and crazy aggressive players are the ones that win tournaments generally.
Yeah, and of course we've watched Vadumela on the High Roller stream, so he's the one to negotiate that huge tournament, winning 36.36 lakhs for his efforts. And from what I hear, SSA Scorpion, the player we were talking about, is actually a very new player to the game. He started playing the game only in last year, February. So he is at this table at least playing just over a little over a year. So it must be a great feeling to be in his spot. Finding so much success so early on.
Well, the moves he's making sounds like a very experienced player, I mean, you tell me this guy only played for 1 year, but he's making like 4-bet, 5. I mean, I don't even know how many bets went in pre-flop and what kind of craziness on the flop. Definitely
we should have a bet meter on the table. We should speak to the production team because it's hard to keep track. There's so much happening. But yeah, SSA Scorpion, Shravan Amlekar is going to be fun to watch where he finishes at this table. Three players at the table. We have the turn card out, and none of them have a pair.
Well, I mean, Guatemala does. He did turn a pair, okay.
Right. He turned a 6, right.
I'm always thinking like, okay, obviously these guys are going to fold, but I don't know sometimes. Sometimes they got something spinning in their head. They're thinking on these spots where it looks easy.
Yeah, Spectre, the winner of the IOPC leaderboard, is looking down at Ace Jack in the big blind. And I'm not even going to question or try to speculate what SSA Scorpion does throughout this game.
Yeah, I mean, like in the beginning, there's just guns blazing. It makes a lot of sense. But man, I didn't know they're gonna be blazing this hard. King 9 on the button. He's obviously going to raise because these guys are not going to try to skip a beat. I think these two hands are going to give some action. The question is how. Ace Jack. Maybe he 3-bets this one. No, he calls.
Interesting.
You know, maybe Spectre's not. He's not eating the same stuff these other guys are because, you know, he's like, yeah, I'm going to play some normal poker here.
I don't know who these guys are. I'm just going to play the way I've been playing. And obviously, he's been playing exceptionally well to be able to ship the leaderboard at this IOPC.
So a bunch of nothing for everyone. We'll see if someone can maybe take a little stab and maybe win this pot. Let's check around. Very interesting, actually, because it comes to 4 straight, and the blinds have a better chance of representing the card, specifically the big blind. I'm not sure if they're going to stab at it, but it would definitely likely work.
Yeah, the board is actually very favorable for the blinds. I would reckon if the small or big blind, especially the big blind, take a stab at it. But I like the fact that the dealer button check behind. I think that is the right thing to do. Not try to outplay them.
Yeah, it wouldn't seem that credible, right? Literally just a 7 that didn't bet the flop. It's pretty unlikely. So it does check through, and the 2 3s finally win it.
And now it's time for our contest. The first question of our contest today. And the question is, the 8 crore guarantee of FTS 2020 was crushed by 9 crore. True or false? To answer the question, just comment on the live stream with your Spartan ID and tag 3 of your friends. One lucky winner will get a free ticket to the 16 lakh guaranteed trending Thursday worth 3,850 rupees, scheduled for tomorrow at 8 p.m. And we will announce the winners soon. So go on to our live stream and get on to the right answers. And you can stand a chance to win the ticket to the 16 lakh guaranteed trending Thursday worth 3,850. So player again looking down at a premium hand with ace queen. A lot of other playable hands in this table.
Yeah, but I mean, lucky buy. He looks like he's gonna make a move. Yeah, I just get this feeling he's an aggressive player. Ace queen straight into the muck. So gets one of the best hand to fold. Okay, SSA Scorpion just cold called his 3-bet, and he's just like, I want to play pots right now.
SSA Scorpion is not the one to fold anything at this table.
Exactly. But you know, he's thinking, look, I flop top pair as good as it gets, but this guy's got top 2 pair.
Yeah, SSA's aggression is not going to work here. Top 2 pair for lucky buy. He's never going to fold. Let's see if SSA negotiates. No, he's going for it. He's going for
it. This might be the end of SSA. He doesn't really strike me as someone who's going to raise this and just start folding it now.
Yeah, especially this time he has a hand. Last time he had an underpair to the board and he went all in. So I don't reckon he's thinking of folding.
I mean, it's a lot of chips. They got like 100 big blinds each to start the hand, but you know, like he's just gonna put him on ace king and make a call. That's the vibe I'm getting. He's thinking about it, so maybe he wisely realized, do I really want to end my tournament right now?
Yeah.
Wow, nice fold.
Nice fold. So
pretty much drawing dead.
Thank God he folded. It would have been really bad way for him to go after such an aggressive showing. So joining us now, along with Randy, is a player who is one of our original champions. In 2011, he left a day job in an MNC to become a professional poker. In 2011 itself, he won the main event as well as the greed event of the Asia Poker Tour. In 2016, he won the high roller event of the India Poker Championship. And in 2018, he shipped the IOPC main event after beating a massive field of 1,000 plus entries. And well, the list is endless. And I'm talking about none other than Sangeeth Mohan, or as we all know him, Samu.
What's up?
Welcome, Samu. How have you been?
One second. I'm just getting it up. All right. What's happening? How's the Master Final Table going on? I've been looking at some of the videos and.
It's been a crazy ride. Randy and I have been speechless for most of the time because we don't know what is happening.
I saw the fight. I saw the Ace was a Hearts hand, man. It's insane.
Yeah, that one exactly.
Yeah, that one was insane.
Yeah. So I think. Do you think who are your picks? Who are your picks?
I don't know. Spectre, Pareto player, Lucky Bhai. They all look like such great players at the moment. So it's very hard to pick. But I'd like for a new player to win somehow. Like we always say, it's always nice for someone who's very new to the game to get good success. It sort of encourages more people to get into the game. SSA Scorpion is one such example. We've seen him do some crazy things. So we're capable of him, obviously getting into spots where he can get a lot of chips. So yeah, he'll be fun to watch. But obviously, Sriharsha is one of the best players at this table, followed by Spectre. Who is your pick?
I think Sriharsha and Lucky Bhai.
Yeah, Lucky Bhai has been very impressive as well. Lakshpal Singh taking down the main event.
Yes, he is. He's ID's student as well. So
yes.
You know what I mean? So I think he has a very good chance of winning this. But then it's a winner take all, man. It's a winner take all. So I think the gameplay will be very interesting to watch. I think people are just going to just go for it. There's no ICM, so what do they care?
Well, that's why we lost our Omaha player, the very first guy. He was very fast. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even have a doubt that he was going to go first. Like, in his post-win interview, he said, I hate playing Hold'em. So I knew that, he's just going to get it in. What did he get it in with? Like, something like 8-9 suited or something like that? No.
No, he did get an ace king versus king, but before that, but it was like a cold 5-bet or something crazy. He still got it in. But before that, he was playing ridiculous. So it makes sense that he was going out.
All right. We have... I think this guy's ID is the same, the software which plays poker, right? Pluribus, I think, right?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Okay, and we have a lot of fun-looking hands. I'm pretty sure Pluribus is going to come in for an open. I think so. Okay, yeah, Sriharsha came in for an open. I think interesting to see what Pluribus is going to do. What? Oh wow! Okay, I think that's one way to look at it. I think that's one way to play the hand. I guess. Yeah. I mean, if you want to play this hand from this position, I think it's better to play.
This pre-flop action is basically the whole stream. So this is what throughout the stream. So yeah, this is one of those tables where everybody's come to win.
Yeah, I feel like the call button's been deleted. Everyone can only re-raise or fold.
Yeah, we've seen Lucky Bhai actually be very impressive. Something that we noted somehow that he's also going for a lot of different bet sizing, sort of sizing it up at different spots on turns and rivers. So he is mixing it up. It's gonna be very difficult for the opponents to play against him. He's already got a big stack. So yeah, he's gonna be one of those players to watch.
Of course. I mean, I think everyone's going to go full. I think everyone has a chance. Like, you know what I mean, right? So basically, I think the fact that there's no ICM or there are no major goof ups you can do kind of takes the pressure off a lot of people who are not experienced. So they're just going to go for every high grading spot they can. So it's all about, I think, who holds better, I guess.
Absolutely. And we are going to go into a break after the end of this hand. And we will come back to join in for the live action.
Sure. And
why do you
just be you, Richie, going for a break? It might just be you. Yeah, just you, Richie. We don't want you anymore.
So I'll take a break and check out what's happening on the contest and be back shortly.
All right. So it's Randy and I, my PLO partner. What's going on, Randy?
But we lost our PLO player. So,
I know.
Like,
I mean,
fish out of water.
Okay, so we have Guatemala opening queens and peeling and Pluribus peeling the 9-6. So I think, Randy, don't you think this is it's a kind of a newer thing where people just started peeling pretty much every big blind? Like a lot of big blinds in general?
They definitely are peeling way more often than they probably should be in, like, say, a final table setting. Also, stacks are pretty deep, of course, too, because, we kind of just started the tournament right away. So you will see a lot more peeling, and, he's picking up a little straight draw, but he's still second best.
Absolutely, yeah. So technically, this board should be hitting the big blind ranges way more often than the cutoff rates, right? Or are the equities kind of evenly matched?
Yeah, in general, yeah, what you say is correct for sure. Wow, did the two queens just check that turn? He said.
Yes.
He's trying to play ICM when ICM doesn't exist.
I think he expects to get check raised here a lot on the turn, I guess. I think that's one of the reasons why he just checked back turn.
Yeah. You don't want to accidentally fold the best hand or something bloating the pot. Obviously, it's a...
Oh, wow.
He's going for a little raise here. Nice.
Yeah.
Because he sees a little very tiny bet. It looks pretty block betty, right? Like one pair.
Absolutely, yeah.
How about you just ship it in? Let's just go full crazy.
Yeah, because he has a tight blocker as well. Oh, there you go.
He did do it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, you could have just called that. I mean, I don't even. I thought that was too thin of a value raised there on that river, especially on that river. I think it was a little too thin for Guatemala to go for that value raise, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you are, and I hope you're considering calling off, but he actually snap folded really quickly.
Yeah.
Maybe the thing is, he thinks that no one's gonna bluff him in the spot, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
We're playing a winner take all right now. People are just playing crazy. So you got to keep that in mind.
Yep. And we have fours opening under the gun and big blind peeling one off. And we have another guest joining us right now. And he's none other than Nasser Patel, Senior Vice President at Quadnet, which is India's biggest booker network. Welcome, Nasser. Nasser, can you hear me?
Hey, Samo. How are you doing?
Hey, what's up? Long time, Nasser.
Really, really long time. How have you been?
I've been very, very well. And Randy, we have Nasser with us. Nasser and I go back a long way. The initial days of Spartan, and he's the Senior Vice President now. And good to have you, Nasser. Tell us what's been happening, bro.
Thank you, Samo. All's well. Things have been exciting. IOPC just wrapped up, so it's a breath of fresh air now. A little more relaxed. So, yeah, things were pretty exciting during IOPC. So, how has it been for you?
Going all right. I've been doing the commentating duties. And it's been going very well. And what's been happening, what's coming up next on Spartan, and what are the other big plans for the future for Spartan in general?
Well, Spartan, I think, we try to make sure that something exciting is there every month, right? We stay on our toes, as you have kept track all this while. We have the FTS that's coming up next month in March. That's going to be big, as it always has been with Spartan. But this month is also going to be exciting. We have something lined up, and I think the announcement's going to happen pretty soon, within a day or two. So I would ask everyone to just watch out for the same. It's going to be a pretty exciting month as well.
Mm-hmm. So what do you have anything in particular for your small stakes players as well, which is coming up?
So we believe strongly that small stake players are very important to us, and that's really where we want to focus on. We introduced the Millionaire Delight last month, right, which is which is a tournament for our small stake players with a buy-in of 165. It's a 10 lakh guarantee. So that's something exciting for the small stake players.
Oh wow! Okay, and how do you think the response for the 2021 IOPC has been so far?
I think it was great. We saw the first week. We saw guarantees that got crushed by a mile, right? The super high roller did a fantastic 1.5 CR. The main event did close to 4 crores. 4 crores. That's also something that was exciting to see, right? We just, wonder as to how far we can stretch it.
Correct. And has the Corona situation changed your strategy for tournaments in general, or has it remained the same, or was it always your plan to actually, form tournaments like this, or did it change because of the COVID situation?
Well, yes, COVID did change a lot for us, right? While live games was, where we would actually meet, right? So, somewhere, if you would remember, we would always catch up at IPC, but that would be a place that, we would catch up and, meet people. Unfortunately, because of the COVID scenario, we are not able to do that. In order to give our players the same experience of having a live tournament, is when we started the final table series. This setup allows our players to, get the fame, get the recognition that they deserve, right? Which they usually get in a live tournament more than online. Final table series was the start of that, and with IOPC we have continued with the same.
Okay, and what was the idea of starting something called the Masters Table?
So, if you see that players on this table come from a unique range of tournaments, right? IOPC number 1 winner is also on this table, which had a 500 rupees buy-in, but a 10 lakh guarantee. So that was but that I think reached a field of about 2,400 entries. And that is immense skill as well, right? So we wanted these players who really have outperformed in a few tournaments. These are our real champions. The Masters tournament is the tournament where we want them to showcase their skill and really show us what they got and battle it out for a great Breitling watch.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what about cash games now? So do you have any kind of promos for cash games, and what are the kind of I was going through the site earlier, and then I saw some new promos which is popped up for cash games. What do you have to say about that?
Samo, I don't know if you're reading my mind or you've got some information.
No. I can show you my list of questions. These are random. These are questions I just came up with.
So yes, so February is going to be something where we are going to have a lot of stuff for cash game players, right? It's going to be exciting. There is a magic number that's going to be announced very, very soon, and it's all for our cash game players. And I think you should just take a look to that.
Okay. All right. So it's a secret, basically.
It's going to come out soon. I just don't want to ruin the excitement for this.
All right. No problem. So right now we are at a hand where Nuribus has the good old, beautiful looking aces with Lucky Vibe has King Jack and Diamonds on a Jack High board. And this gets very exciting when SPR is just 1. Oh, there you go. It's over for Lucky Vibe, I guess. All right, he has about 1,800 chips left. I guess at one SPR there's no fold, I guess, Randy.
Yeah, that was a 4-bet pot, so like, and these guys are playing crazy, like it's just kind of that's like the new cooler based on this.
Seeing throughout the week, I really have been seeing Randy's comments, right, saying that the players in India really are crazy. So, what do you think about
this tournament? Is just showing that I'm telling you right now.
Anyway, so Randy, I think it's time to say goodbye to Nasser. Nasser, it was a pleasure having you on the stream, and it's fun catching up with you again. We should catch up in real sometime very, very soon.
We should.
And all right then. Thank you, Nasser.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, guys. Back to the action, and we are still 8-handed. No, sorry, 8-handed.
I mean, come on, one guy's almost gone.
Yeah, no, I mean, I so believed in the whole chip in a chair thing for the longest time till I stopped believing in it. But like, no, if you have a chip, you're done, bro.
I guess he got a couple of chips, so he's got it.
Yeah, I guess. Yep. Spectre just binking that turn.
Yeah. So, obviously a big chip lead now for Pluribus.
Yes.
But, Potato Player is still up there. It's just really only those two guys, huh?
Absolutely. But then I think stats are like there's no ICM, so I guess it is. I think there's no folding to me and things like that. So they just can't. Everyone's just going to play and just go for it, I guess.
Well, I think this Ace-10 suited of SSA Scorpion, despite the action in front of him, I think he's still going to commit some chips. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Okay.
So what's Ace thinking about it? Noob Daddy only's got like 20 big blinds.
Yep.
SSA's been crazy. I mean, he's our opening event winner too, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I think SSA is not going to fold this for sure. Is he actually? Yeah. Oh, he just. I think it's lead. So I guess.
Of course. There's a coin flip.
Yeah. Oh, there you go, lucky Mike. It's doubled.
Chip and chair.
Okay, so I think diplomacy is. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for diplomacy. Spectre's obviously going to 3-bet and get it in. It's just so easy when a lot of spots in tournaments. That's one of the reasons why I prefer cash in tournaments, because in a lot of spots in tournaments, everything is standard. Like, it depends on who got which chair, basically, which seat. Like, if the seats were changed, then probably diplomacy would double up and Spectre wouldn't. Okay. That was that. And I think in cash, it's a lot more, pure when it comes to cash games, because, you have the option of taking the low variance line and things like that. Where in tournaments, you just have to get it in 20 big steep.
Right. Yep. I don't blame them. I mean, especially the way these guys have been playing, like, trust me, like that's like a nutted hand. This is a big cooler.
Absolutely. All right. So we have our next guest for the evening. We have Naresh Veeravelli, a very old friend of mine. He has won a PGT title back in 2012. Is a regular online and live poker player with cashes. He won at Vegas, WSOP. More recently, he was on the final table of the IOPC Super High Roller, where he finished third for a cool 17 lakhs. Naresh, are you with us?
Hi, Samo. Can you hear me?
Hey, yes. What's going on, buddy?
Long time. How are you, buddy?
Very, very good. How are you been?
How are you?
Yeah, everything's good.
Great stream yesterday. It was fun watching the Super Millions.
All right, then. We have Spectre with King. So, that is, what have you been doing, man? You've been chilling or you've been playing a lot?
For the last 1 year, I haven't moved out of the house. I've been playing only MTTs.
Oh,
Given
only
the-
FTDs.
Yeah, given the old cash games a little rest now.
Oh, so you haven't played any live cash at all? Any cash? You used to be a live cash, right?
I'm expecting to reach Goa in the next week and start playing live.
Oh, okay.
I'll be calling you, find out and all. I've lost touch.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think.
Yeah, how's everything?
I'm fine now, I guess. Everything's been good, man. Everything's been good. Good to see you. You've been getting some decent scores yourself.
Yeah, working on the game a lot. Getting coached by Adi, so it's really working well.
Okay, I think.
Oh, this is a.
I think we're just losing the audio with Naresh. Okay. Potato player opening to 700 onto pluribus big blind, and he has the good old queens. Gonna be a fun hand. Oh, that's fine, I guess.
But I don't really. I mean, was Ace 4 just going to start 4? Maybe today they would start going crazy, but normally this would be a fold. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a fold. Yeah, I think the sizing was huge. Like he just made it 4 point something extra. I think it's fine, I guess, because there's that deep, I guess.
You're just trying to win the tournament right now, right? Like, you eliminate the guy in place, you know, how can you lose?
Absolutely. Yeah. Your voice is breaking in between, but otherwise it's fine, I guess.
Okay. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, now it's fine.
Yeah.
So, what does your schedule look like? Like you're like a full-time MTT, right? What does your schedule look like?
It's a tough schedule. Wake up around 3 in the afternoon. Get your morning sorted. Some coaching from 5 to 7. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yep. Yes.
Yeah. So we have some coaching from 5 to 6, 7. Then after that, take an hour breather. Then start the grind around 8:30, 9ish. And then just play till it ends. That's pretty much what we're doing every day. That's what I've been doing for the last 1 year.
How do you think it's actually a sustainable lifestyle?
It's tough to say with MTTs because when you're running good, everything looks positive. It is through the downswings that really, it tests your character a lot. But,
Absolutely.
But in the current state, I think it is sustainable with so much influx of new players. It is still.
I was talking about the general lifestyle. So one of the reasons why
I would still prefer cash games. Because it's more stable and you know what you're getting into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I personally thought that having a full-fledged MTT career over a long time, with technically you're just taking like basically you have 5-minute breaks every hour, right? That's it, right?
Yeah.
And you have like a 12, 13, 14 hour grind every day. I think. My thing was about sustainability, how long can you sustain that? But if you are a cash game grinder, then there's a lot more. It's much easier, I think. It's much easier on your...
You can probably pick your own timing. You can get up when you want to.
Yeah, sure. I mean, you still want to have a schedule, but then I think it's less intense, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. MTTs takes a toll on you after a while.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry?
Especially with the variants.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hold on you.
And Naresh, who's your pick on this Masters Table?
Harsha is one of my favorite players. Definitely, he's the most skilled. But I think he's picked up quite a few chips. And he's hyper aggro. You never know. This is winner take all. So aggression is going to play a lot into this game. But Lucky Boys had a good chance. But
boys, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah. I said, yeah, correct. Lucky Boy had an unfortunate hand against Pluribus.
Between Potato and Pluribus mostly. They both are the most aggressive players left. And they're going to go bonkers with whatever, like, winner take all. They don't really care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. So, when do you think you're going to get back into live tournaments next? So I heard places in the US have.
In general, everywhere you mean? Your voice cut out. I didn't get the question.
Yeah, I think. When do you think you're going to get back to live tournaments now? Like tournaments.
What I've seen from the news is that US is already on track with the live tournaments with a lot of MSPTs and small things happening.
Yes.
I expect WSOD to be happening this year somewhere, like they might start about 20-25 days later, somewhere in mid-June or something.
Mm-hmm.
I do expect WSOD to be kick off because with the thing they did with the 10K main event, that is like a pre-showcase to what they're expecting. And I think they expect the vaccine to be rolled out to the entire population by June end in US. We also are expecting somewhere around May, June to get our vaccines. Once that thing is sorted, I guess, we'll get back to live action from June, July. Probably.
All right.
Because definitely taken a huge hit.
Let's hope so too.
And how is live in Goa? You've been playing a lot of live cash in Goa. How is the situation in the casino?
I'm sorry?
How is the situation in Goa?
This was a fine, I guess. It's fine. It is going. It's going okay. I mean, it's not as they take all the precautions and you wear masks and all that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So there is not much of and they have sanitizers everywhere. So I think it's fine.
Okay, cool. As long as people, take precautions, it's fine, I guess.
I guess, yes.
This was an interesting call by Lucky Boy with like 20 bigs, ace-7 suited. Sometimes he gets to jam there, but I think with pluribus stacked, they just want to see flops. I'm not sure.
I feel like this one's going to be big.
Small blind versus big blind, I think it's going to be...
blind versus blind, but I think they're like 70 bigs deep, so it's tough to get it in.
Yeah, but okay, this check call. Okay, he is limp call.
Spectre is not the really aggressive type, so he doesn't take the wild lines as pluribus or potato would take.
Yeah, that's why he won the IOPC leaderboard, bro. Minka just went through that thing. I think
he wins the leaderboard every time.
I actually read an article. I think it was in Dutch, I think so. Or one of those articles where there was actually an article about the leaderboard grinders. There's a separate category called the leaderboard grinders.
TLB grinders.
The tournament leaderboard grinders. They have a strategy for this, man. I was like, geez, that's a lot of strategy, man.
And it was surprising to see Kunal Patni doing this time.
Absolutely, Patni is I think was just
usually like I didn't expect him to have so much grind in him.
Patni is there.
Picking up at 12, he was grinding.
Absolutely, I saw his updates and stuff.
Yeah, it was good to see him grind like that. But this leaderboard thing is really tough, man. With IOPC, you wake up at 11, start at 12. It's really kudos to these guys who cross these leaderboards. From 12 to morning 4, that's like, what?
Oh, wow. 16 hours
plays that long.
16-hour grind.
Yeah, it's like you play all the tournaments, right? You have to be on the leaderboard.
They just can't skip it.
And all these guys play all the tournaments?
They have to. If they want to win the leaderboard, they have to.
So even the high roller, the super high roller, the works?
Yes, but I think the more points are for the regular events than the super high rollers because the super high rollers have very limited entries. So using the formula, you don't get that many points.
Oh, okay.
It makes more sense to play the lower events.
Oh, okay. So you would have to play all the 100s, all the 200, 300.
Not the 100, 200s. I think the 1000, 880s, 980s, 2200s. That's where you make the most points because they have the maximum.
Yeah, for example, the first event had like 2400 entries.
Yeah, I think that's the reason we have one of the first event winners on this Masters table as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And not only do you have to enter, you have to do well in it, right? You can't just enter and bust first.
Primary focus for everyone would be to min cash first. The target is to min cash first, and then get your pay jumps as you go ahead. But the idea should be for the grinders is mostly to min cash. Get those points in. That's what most of the grinders do. Like they make sure they cash everything they play. That's how you get the points. It's a different approach to the game. It is very, unique in its own way and tough to, really do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we get lucky by doubling up. Ace 10. Still a bit loose call from Ace Deuce there for 18 bigs. But
Didn't he have like 1,000 chips earlier, Samo?
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
Lucky Bye had like 1,000 chips, a chip in a chair. Weren't you just talking about that? He's back.
I don't know. He's lucky bye, man.
He's
This is an
lucky.
interesting spot here between
He
the
can do anything. Okay, so this could be a big guy, yeah? Back for the
Imagine a 3-bet.
Oh.
Yeah, this could get really big, depending on how the 2 jacks wants to play it. Some people like to 4-bet, some like to call. Looks like he's like, you know what? I don't want to tournament right now, but this flop is very safe for both hands.
Yeah.
It's going to
And
be...
this is as dry as it gets, right?
Yeah, it's pretty close to there. He's leading in with the 2 10s. Feel like the 2 jacks. A lot of times they won't raise. They'll just call if they're going to play their hand this way pre-flop. But I'm not too sure. I mean, these guys are a little aggressive. What a turn, huh?
Let's see what happens.
I think the 2 10s are still going to value bet here. I don't blame him.
Oh!
And then, wow, did 2 jacks just fold the best hand? What, are we playing ICM? What's going on?
I think he just thinks that the 3 has a lot of value and he's just setting up a river shove. I mean, you just can't just 3. Yeah. I think that's why he just folded, because 3 sizes that he was just setting up a river shove. Anyways, thank you, Naresh. It was an absolute pleasure having you with us.
Nice talking to you guys. See you soon, Samo.
And I hope we see you very soon.
Sure.
And good luck with your grind, bro.
Thanks.
Yeah. Bye. And welcome back, Richie.
Sup.
Richie, hi to the Soham.
Yes.
I got it.
You got it.
Yes.
You were struggling for a bit, but you got there at the end.
Yeah, I stopped after Hari and then I said, okay, I got to get this right, man.
Yeah, so what did I miss?
Crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. Actually crazy stuff, yeah.
That's been the theme of this final table.
Absolutely. Oh, nice little check raise from Pluribus. This is a big blind peel, right? So, yeah. The queen ten is a very middling kind of board, right? You're more actually the early position player has more range advantage on queen 10-8, right? Considering it was a single spotted field at the big blind. He has more queens 10-8.
Definitely fair. When someone c-bets there too, they tend to call a lot of check raises. So, it's a bit more heroic to check raise them, but it did work in that spot. But a lot of guys, they have like the big broadways, and even if a gut shot, they're still going to call a flop check raise. So, Lucky Bye obviously didn't have anything in that hand, but something to think about.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I think SSA Scorpion has just technically stopped folding big blinds.
Wow.
Yeah, he has stopped folding big blinds.
This could work. The queens get the call. Never mind. They're crazy.
Yeah, I think he has seen too many showdowns. That's why.
Yeah, he's seen this guy play. But I mean, it's not over.
So
Wow, he's got 9 high.
I think now the queens have to beat once more.
I don't think the queens love it, but with the queen of clubs, it almost seems criminal to fold.
Yeah, I think you have to peel one. Yeah, actually, you have to peel one. Oh.
Yeah, not a great river for Spectre there.
Oh.
This guy, I love this SSA.
I'd love to see a call here.
Yeah, you would love, but it's almost impossible. Beautifully played.
Yeah, the
This guy
SSA.
must be the most profitable 9-4 offsuit player out there.
Yeah, that's going straight into poker. So quickly, I'll announce the contest winner. We had asked you before some time. True or false, the 8 crore guarantee of FTS 2020 was crushed by 9 crore. And the answer, of course, is true. And the winner of the contest is Sarthak Kavatra. He, of course, entered this contest through the FB live stream. And his user ID is Sarthak786. So congratulations, Sarthak, for winning the 16 lakh guaranteed trending Thursday ticket tomorrow at 8 p.m., which is worth 3,850 rupees. There you have it. SSA Scorpion is still going at it, playing all those funky hands.
I think he just limps small blind. I mean, yeah, I think so.
You were telling me you want to see a new guy win, right? And you didn't know as much about SSA. I feel like that's a good candidate for this tournament because he plays crazy. It's one of the lesser, like the guy you said he's only been playing for about a year. I'm a fan. I feel like he's going to give these guys a run for their money.
Absolutely. I think so too. Because, the more unorthodox someone plays, it takes time to get, you need some time with the player. You need to see some showdowns to know how to exploit that person or, how to play against a particular person. So these guys didn't have the time to study SSA Scorpio, right? And this guy is just pretty much going at them, and you just can't do much, I guess.
Yeah, he's playing deuce 4 suited and winning pots. This guy, most people just got the top tier hands, but he can do it with anything.
Yeah.
So before
let's just finish it up.
So somehow before you came on, we saw this interesting hand. Oh, I think you saw it as well. The ace deuce, a 4 betting, and lucky by folding the jacks. And I saw some of the comments in the stream chat where Laksh was mentioning that he was really super tilted after seeing how the hand actually went. Fold the pocket jacks.
Wow. Anyways.
All right, 6-4 offsuit. That's good enough for a raise. That's a nice flop for 7-4 clubs. Pretty hard to flop that well.
Yeah.
Vadumala has been amazingly lucky with the flush draws. I think even in the high roller stream that we were watching, he almost every second hand he was flopping some draws and playing them really well. Potato player looking at a really big bet on the turn card. 8 of hearts. Vadumela, of course.
I think he's gonna get looked up. He's gonna get looked up here a lot, I guess.
Wow, he's still firing here. This is amazing. A nice, got the bluff through. Brilliant play.
I think everyone's got the groove of how to play this table. You bet, jam, river, and usually end up winning the hand.
So I think the one thing which is working for a lot of people is the fact that there's no fear on this table. Basically, they're not playing for the real money. They're playing. Yes, the watch is expensive and all that, but they know that the other places are not paid. So they just say, "I'm gonna go for it, man." I mean, right? I'm not going to worry about who I'm playing against. It could be potato player. It could be lucky, but what do I care? I'm just going to just play my game.
Yeah, which makes it so much fun to watch because
I know, right? Yeah, they're going for. I mean, they're just going for the sponsor. They just stop caring. I mean, no, I'm not scared anymore, bro. Like, when you play big tournaments, the high road and all that, you're scared. Like, you probably have a page up. There's like a 300k, 400k page up coming up. You're scared. Now you're not.
Yeah, I think when it gets down to like 3-handed or 4-handed, people are gonna like, oh man, I might actually win this tournament, didn't you? I think the play will change again.
Yeah. Stuck to 3-betting. Lucky Bhai. Yeah, I think Lucky Bhai knows this better. Is just too tight. I think he just folded the exact result.
yes.
Oh, my heart. Scorpion has his queen.
Scorpion is not gonna fold.
He's not gonna fold. He's Scorpion. Yeah.
Scorpion is counting out chips for the
Yeah.
Yeah, he thinks this is he's got the best hand for sure. 3-bet coming in. Let's see what the aces does. This ace is gonna maybe.
You can just
He's gonna call.
You can either. I think with the current strike, I think you can just flat and get the money in easily. I guess, but.
Yeah, I think flatting is the right play, but if you see this guy go crazy of 2 5s,
It is the right play.
This is a cooler. Now it's just.
So as I say, Scorpion really liking the flop. Obviously, he doesn't know that the Vadumela has got the pocket rockets.
Yeah, on this flop, I would definitely be just smooth calling 2 aces. You're going to get it in against the queen anyways. Just in case your opponent has a bluff, let him just blow it off. Safe turn. Like, there's no chance SSA survives this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he actually loses the whole stack or sort of manages to, lose the minimum.
That stack is gone. Goodbye. Maybe unless he hits one of those queens out there, but there's not many left.
Yeah, Vadumela is definitely going for max value, and rightly so. Yeah.
What? Oh my god.
That's
okay,
really...
If there was a chance, maybe the king rose up, but this one, GG.
So SSA Scorpion, one of our favorite players is the next to go from this table.
I think he made a name for himself, though. Like we didn't know too much about him as much, but he was really fun to watch, and I'm sure he'll be back in the next time this series comes around.
So a couple of aces on this table. Pluribus goes for a really big 3-bet.
Yeah, with bigger steep stacks like this, you're going to see the 3-bet sizes up. So, they're playing over 100 big blinds. You need to kind of cut down that stack to pot ratio. Otherwise, they can call your 3-bet too easily. And it's just quite tough to play. And 4-bet from ace 8 offsuit. Nice.
Let's go.
Is this hand over? I don't know. Is there a 5-bet coming? That would be crazy. Like, pure crazy. Wow, did he just call 4-bet of ace-9 offsuit?
Yeah, kind of speechless with that call. Don't know what the plan is here. Potato player is the next to act. He goes for the check. And what do you do from Pluribus's spot? Do you just...
Amazing. This is just some pure power poker right there.
I think once you call the 4-bet, like your range looks like super, super strong.
For sure. And if your opponent checks that flop, it kind of looks a little weak. But I mean, still, it was a bold play from all around. These guys are still not scared.
Yeah, fear is quite apt.
Can you hear me?
Stable. Yeah, we can hear you, Sangeeth.
Got you?
Yes, we can hear you. I think Samo is having a few technical.
All right.
Pluribus goes for the bet with a flush draw. Scary board for the pocket eights.
Nice, huh? Hit that flush.
That's one of those amazing feelings you get while playing poker. When you bet the flop with the draw and get there on the turn, and now you're just thinking of what kind of value can I get out of this hand. So Pluribus now taking the chip leader position at this table with 54,000 chips.
Yeah, I'm you know, Pluribus, I like the way he plays. Like, he's pretty aggressive, but I feel like it's quite controlled in the right way. But out of all these guys, I think the tighter one maybe Spectre. You know, he's still trying to play the leaderboard right now. You know, just in case it's a leaderboard in the leaderboard. But Potato Player, he's pretty solid too. We said it right before this final table started. Star-studded final table, and our chip leader right now is definitely getting things done.
Yeah, Spectre definitely on the tighter side, and he's one of those players that you always see, making it deep in tournaments. He's been playing for quite some time. He's been the player of year, winning leaderboards even before this, and he's definitely a very solid player and a very good contender at this table.
Well, you know what? Just playing solid might be the way to go, because these guys are so crazy. They're just kind of spewing chips. You know, you pick up a little hand, you just got to make some call downs a little bit. Like, you might just print some chips.
Yeah, just wait there for a nice spot and everyone's bringing the action to you. So you probably might get a good spot to double up, maybe get some more chips. And Spectre's doing that, hanging around, not doing anything crazy.
I mean, look at this. Jack 8 offsuit on this board texture is nothing. So, you know, if Spectre's got the game plan of, hey, I'm just going to just play tight. They think I'm tight. Maybe they're going to try and bluff me. I hope he just still continues with 8-7 offsuit here. And just close your eyes and go for it, really.
Yeah, especially when you're checking so many flops. I think it's good to mix in a few, top pairs in those checks. And I'm definitely going to call here Spectre. We're very surprised if he folds, to be honest. But I think he's just tanking, doing a little Hollywood so that he can make the call.
He's thinking there's a big river, but I like this call. It looks weak. He tanked a bit. I would like to see him, he's looked to call another bet on the river card, but we'll see. The Jack 8, sometimes when you bet this flop and you bet this turn, you're just like, you know what? I don't know what he's got, but I hope he folds. Just jab it in.
Yeah, I think Samo is ready to get back in. His connection is stable now. Samo, welcome back.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What's up?
We see a bet jam right now from Watermelon, but the A7 of Spectre is in the tank. I think he should have saw this coming on the turn. So, I feel like if you weren't going to call down here, let's just fold that turn. But there's no ICM. Just YOLO, go for it.
Top pair.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's not gonna like it when he sees this in the replay. I think he made a very good turn call, and like you said, he should have been aware that a big bet is coming on the river. Watermelon going for max pressure here, and Spectre choosing to stay out of his way and folding that ace pair, which was the best hand on the river.
Yeah. I think players are taking the whole blocker thing way too seriously these days.
Yes. What was he blocking? Honestly, he wasn't blocking anything.
He was blocking King Jack, so I think that's that.
Yeah, the King Jack calling out of position. Pretty darn hard to have King Jack there from the big blind.
And not to mention Spectre calling you out of position from the blinds is kind of scary if you know how he plays. So yeah, but Vadumela's
I
good.
think probably he expected Spectre to check raise turn with more than one pair. So I think he just capped at one pair, and that's why he just went for max pressure.
That makes sense. Yes, and obviously there might be some other strong hands like pairs, which Spectre might just fold.
Nice river for Spectre.
Yeah.
I feel like if
I should be able to get away from this.
I think when they make these kind of small bets, they don't ever expect to get raised with air like ever. I think that's the reason why
It's
they go
just
for
such a letdown when somebody goes over the top and makes it such a big bet. So yeah. Lucky by picking up some chips. Still down the shortest stack of this table with 8,000 chips. About 20 big lines.
We have and potato case. What do we have? Yeah. Ooh, nice flop.
Nice
flop.
flop.
I don't think he's going to get a lot of action. Just going to go check, I guess.
Yeah,
it's hard to flop this good with
Just gonna
9-7
go check
offsuit. I like how you guys are like nice flop. The worst turn card drops in the deck.
And then it comes.
So you
Don't think anyone
to chopping this sub.
Yeah. Even if someone bet they were calling, like there's just no way to giving up that pot.
Lucky Bhai might take this spot to raise it up.
Sixes for Lucky Bhai.
Uh, 20 big blinds deep. Samo, do you think it's a good spot for you to get into like a shove fold spot, or would you still want to play post flop?
Yeah, I think.
Randy, what do you think?
Something?
I think that shoving is like from a chip point of view is probably the right way to play it. The only problem is it's probably really impossible to balance it, so your hand is like face up. So people can technically just start calling your shove like king jack suited because you're never shoving aces and kings and ace king this way. But from a vacuum point of view, like if this is the one hand you're playing, you don't got to play any other hand of the tournament. Like sixes shoving is probably ideal because it is hard to play post flop.
Yes, Vadumela looking down at ace queen. Goes for the call.
I think
With
ace queen here, even though it's not a favorable flop, I still think he probably will check call a lot just because he's got the nut
Checks
high
call for
card
sure, I
hand.
guess.
And especially against this bet size, and we know these guys are aggressive. They're going to 3-bet like 10 jack offsuits and stuff like this. So ace queen is enough to see one more card.
Yeah, rightly called. Vadumela goes for the peel on the flop.
Let's see if Potato Player can pull off a Vadumela here. Just go three straight. Let's go. Yeah, three straight. Oh, Radhi checked back turn, so I don't think he's gonna go three straight.
Yeah, this ace queen is strong enough to just check, try to show it down. I don't really think there's a reason to bet, and I think ace 5. And it can't win the hand, right? It literally can't because your kicker doesn't play.
Yeah.
But I guess it's hard to bluff here.
Ooh.
Nice. Oh my gosh, this might work.
I think CSI would probably play out pairs like this, like 9s, 10s, jacks, which I think he would probably go bet flop, check that turn, and then the bet river. When it goes check, I think, yeah.
Nice.
I think that's the reason why that works a lot.
Yeah, finding a nice bet on the river. Potato Player takes that pot down and now picking up pocket 10s. A lot of other playable hands again on this table. Some action due here.
So I think you sort of just three-bet this and just fold out everything. Oh, okay, just flats.
Well, that's going to get, our chip leader to get
about 100
some action in.
Yeah.
So do the flop. We are three-way.
It's not a terrible flop for 10. It's not a bad flop for Guatemala either.
Yep. With the nut flush draw, going to be aggressive. Probably looking to put another barrel in on the turn on a lot of cards. 2 10s. With this kind of hand on this board, you're looking for like all one, probably fold the turn a lot, things like this. It's a tough hand to play. That's why oftentimes you'll see someone 3-bet it too, it kind of avoids this spot a bit more. And,
Right.
I can see this one being dicey on the turn. Wow, check from the ace-9 though. So actually, whenever you see that though, you feel much better about the 10s.
Right.
I think betting or checking are both pretty good plays. Just really depends on what you think your opponent has. And if you bet this turn, you're looking to just snap check back that river unless you improve.
Yeah, in this instance, it is a really good bet since Guatemala is drawing to a flush. He's never folding here though. Would be interesting to see whether Guatemala just gives up or goes for a nice bluff. He does check give up, and like you said, insta check by the potato player, taking the pot down.
Yeah, definitely. I'm waiting for this lucky buy to kind of make a little comeback.
Right.
Like earlier, I don't know if you saw Richie, but he was down to 1,000 chips at one point.
I did not see that.
Yeah, all the way down to 1,000, and just won a mini double ups, and now he had like 10,000. Because everyone, some of the commentators new guys came and said, "Yeah, this guy's really good. He's only got 1,000 chips."
No, I'm definitely rooting for Lucky Bhai. He's an interesting player to see. Has a few tricks up his sleeve, so give him a few chips, and we can see some really good action from him.
All right, so not a good turn card for Spectre, but from his point of view, he's probably going to want to just check this back, but call a lot of rivers. But Watermelon, it looks like he's going to lead and just jam the river, try to represent that 8 really hard. He is going to lead.
He's going to lead, telling that story with the 5-7. He's going to try and represent that 8. Spectre should be calling her a lot, right?
Yeah. He's taking his time trying to figure out, is there value in raising right now? I don't really think oh, no. You did not just... No. I forget. I'm out.
Is this going to be one of those times where Vadumala actually goes for a value bet and Spectre gets tricked into calling?
I would still just jam this all in. I think Spectre probably thinks people are trying to bluff him. I think Spectre should call here, even being a little bit tighter than some other guys, but these guys are crazy, and I think this bet was coming anyways, whether he hit the straight or not.
Absolutely. I think he was determined to fire on any river, and obviously the best river for him, it was the 6, bringing in the straight. And Spectre is going to be the next to bust out at this Masters Table. We're down to 4. Any favorites, Randy?
I'm liking the way Watermelon plays. But there's something about Potato Player that won 2 tournaments that's just super special, right? Like, it just seems like he's supposed to win this one too.
The last player to go was Spectre, of course. I think Spectre was in the money for... Randy, listen to this number. He was in the money for 81 tournaments out of the 118 tournaments. And he... That's right. That is a ridiculous number, isn't it?
Wait, what is the math on that? How many tournaments did he cash? 81?
81 he cashed. He was in the money for 81 tournaments.
Out of how many?
So the schedule was 118 tournaments. So I'm assuming he played the whole schedule. And cashing 81 tournaments is ridiculous.
That's 68% cash rate. It's insane. You know, normally people cash 10 to 15%. This guy's more than 4x that. Like in my book, he practically cashed this tournament. He outlasted half the field. Oh my gosh, that's so sick.
Yeah, and being the leaderboard finisher and winner, he got a nice payday of 30 lakhs as a bonus on his Spartan Poker account.
Yeah, beautiful.
So Lucky by going in with the ace queen, Vadumela, the first one to raise this pot. Did I get the action right? Not sure what the dealer button is.
Looks like yep. Oh, wow, the queen jack just YOLO called the 20 big blinds. Let's get rid of the short stack and play some real poker with these three guys.
Do this. They just put the chips in, see what happens.
All right, now we got a match. And you know, they have been playing crazy, but at this point, there's 3 left, right? And you know, like it's like, wow, I might be able to take this down. And we've got about 100 big blinds for each player.
Wow. This is going to be really close. We've obviously watched a lot of Potato Player and Vadumela, but Pluribus has been extremely impressive. He's been he took the lead, a couple of orbits back, and he's been playing really well throughout the tournament.
Yeah, all 3 of these guys are super solid and have got some aggressive plays. It's definitely very hard to predict who will win this, but I just want to see more fireworks. Hats off to the guy who just busted, because you guys have been saying he's a big talent.
Yes, absolutely. Lucky Bhai has been one of those names in the circuit that has been performing really well. He hasn't won any big title of late. He did finish 3rd in the WPT India event in 2020, and I think he's very deservedly won the main event, the winner of the main event, the crown. And now a great show by him again here, taking 4th place at this Masters Table. Not the best river, Randy, for ace-high flush.
You know, it's like whenever you hit the turn, you're like, sweet, please have some. Then the river, you're just like, are you serious? But at least you still win the pot. I'm sure you had this feeling too before, right? Like you hit some big hand and like the stupidest card rolls off.
Yeah, like the other hand, 9-7, you look down at 2 pair and you're like really celebrating in your head, and then the turn is like such a letdown, and you know, you're just gonna have to check it down and pray that nobody bets on that kind of a board.
You know which one really gets me? Is say you got like pocket 5s on like ace 5, and then the turn's like an ace. You know, you're like, oh my god. Like that one really tilts me.
Talking about aces, Vadumela is up with the Rockets. Potato Player looking on a king 5.
Not a pretty hand, but you know, some crazy guys like to 3-bet this one because they think it's not that great of a hand to seal flop with, but it's got like a little blocker, you know. It's just to see Potato Player wants to do the move, and he does 3-bet this hand.
You called it.
Yeah.
King 5 is actually a great hand to 3-bet. Does not flop well, but then it's got some high card action in there, and obviously the blocker works well, mixing in some 3-bets with this kind of a hand, but obviously not the best time to do it when the opponent has aces.
Yeah, but Watermelon obviously was hoping his opponent have something, but sometimes they just not sometimes they're always making moves on you with this lineup. Let's set of 4s.
Wow. And one thing to note is Pluribus has been getting a lot of hands, and wow, what a beautiful spot it is for him. Potato Player with the trips, and Pluribus got the full house. And Pluribus, what I was mentioning was he has been able to extract a lot of value when he's made hands. He's not gone too crazy. He's made sure that he has enough value from whenever he's making strong hands, and I think that is key for how he's gotten to this place where he has so many chips with him.
Yep. And you can see he's targeting some, think he's targeting the jack level. When he gets called here, I think he might go for a big bet. It's just like, well, obviously no one's folding a jack ever, so maybe just go for the maximum. We'll see what he thinks.
Nice check there by Potato Player.
Yeah, but he's still gonna lose some chips. It's just
there's no escape
no way
from this. How much is Pluribus going to bet?
7,000. That's my read.
Very close.
6,500. Yeah.
I was about to say pot, but he really went for it.
Beautiful.
Is it just me, or we've been just seeing a lot of pairs this three-way? Pocket fours getting a set. Super action here.
Well, 2 queens obviously going to raise it up. And Watermelon's actually the one picking up the big hands. He had aces not too long ago. 2 queens.
No action.
You know what the thing is, Richie, is that like in the beginning, they were just playing crazy, right, with not really good hands. But now they're picking up some hands and they're getting paid off now because everyone knows how crazy they were playing earlier.
Right, like the initial gameplay actually set the tone for the rest of the tournament, and I think that's why a lot of value has been made by people who are making hands.
So this is one of those spots where like it's tough for both players. You know, you got a little straight draw, you got a bottom pair. It's a raised pot somehow with 9-4 suited. Let's go check, and this return card is just disgusting for both players, really.
Yeah. None of them like it. And I think in such situations, usually the player who decides to sort of be the more aggressive one takes on the pot.
Yeah, looks like, well, obviously the 9-4 likes this river card. Potato player is just hoping his hand is good. Did get to see a full run out, so not too bad of a spot for him. Big bets.
Oh,
that's the theme.
That is the theme. So quickly, we are going to ask you another contest question. This contest question is: what is the guaranteed of the tournament? Futuristic, from Spartan's Daily Poker Marathon. So the question is: what is the guaranteed of the tournament? Futuristic, from Spartan's Daily Poker Marathon. And to answer this question, of course, just comment on the live stream with your Spartan ID and tag 3 of your friends. And one lucky winner will get a ticket to the 16 lakh trending Thursday worth 3,850, scheduled tomorrow for 8 p.m. So go there to the comment box and put in your answers, and very soon we will announce a lucky winner. Queen Deuce for the pocket sevens. A really big pot. I did not catch the pre-flop action, Randy.
Yeah. Potato player 3-bet the 7-8 suited. Just going to bet that flop. But the 2 hearts is what he needed because, man, it's going to be hard for him to win this pot. But now with the hearts, I think he can bet again. Just put a lot of pressure on his opponent. I don't know if 2-7 is going to be able to make another call, but it would be mighty sick if he does.
Yeah. 2-7s are just hitting this flop, and when they see another bet on the river, they're just pretty sick to their stomach and probably have to fold here. But
he does make the call amazing.
Amazing. And it's going to be very tough for Potato Player to pull the trigger. Obviously, he has set up a river-sized shove here.
Yeah, they're very tough. Wow, he's still shoving just 8-7 high.
Wow.
That's amazing bluff because, like, Watermelon has a queen a lot, and if he makes this call of 2-7s, he's a genius.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop guessing because I don't think I have any clue what these players are gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, what a hand!
What a hand! Potato player going full out with his aggression, taking down the pot now, having 36,000 chips, sort of back in the game, Randy.
Yeah, that was just a heroic bluff, and oh man, we've seen a lot of cool hands in such a short amount of time. Usually like in the final table, you'll see like maybe 2 hands are really cool, but like it's been so many this one, and it's not even close to over.
It's not. All these 3 players are totally going for you know what the winning price is, right, Randy? It is the customized Avenger Chronograph 43. That's right, yeah. Breitling Avenger Chronograph 43 watch. Yeah, and obviously the title of being the mastermind of the IOPC Jan 2021.
Well, I mean, these 3 guys definitely could. Anyone definitely a mastermind. I'll tell you that. I feel like though, next time they see them in the live tournament one day, like they just gotta rub it in. Like, look, do you remember that bluff I did on you and all these sorts of stuff?
Yeah,
that's what you need to do when you win this mastermind title.
If I was winning the mastermind, I'd just be going to people and asking them what time it is. So flopping the straight potato player with the 9-8 offsuit.
Yeah, and somehow there's a 3-deuce offsuit on the button. Okay, let's go. I think Guatemala lose some chips here. Like he's like, well, I've got king 9 high. I've got a little straight draw here. Oh, he doesn't bet. I was gonna, like, this themes did seem like he was gonna fire out here, but I guess it's gonna be potato players gonna probably not win too much here.
I think Guatemala has gone after the pots where there has been considerable chips in the middle. I think the flops where the pot is relatively small. Guatemala has just stayed away and not taken any risks. And I think he's pretty big bet there by potato player.
Don't tell me the king 9 wants to make a check raise here.
Wow!
Oh my god! Chop it up. How rewarded is that? If I calls him king 9 high for inside straight draw and chops it up with the straight. Oh my gosh! Well, what a call!
What a call, I guess. I did not see this coming. It was a pretty big bet on the turn as well. It was 120% of the pot, and obviously Guatemala with the straight is going to call this. Might even go for a raise the way things are going on this table.
Yeah, well, there is the call right there. Jeez, funny hands.
Funny indeed. I mean, very hard to call the plays at this table. I think it's also the fact that they've been seeing a lot of showdowns, maybe through the stream, and maybe changing the game a little bit. Raise there by a player on the bottom.
All right, king deuce suited, good enough for a 3-bet apparently, but 7-6 of clubs obviously going to be good enough for a call. That would be a much more reasonable play. But the king deuce hits king 8. Are you kidding me?
Great flop, isn't it?
Oh, it's not, I mean, like, well, how much better can it get? It's gonna fire out. Don't tell me the 7-6 of clubs wants to make a move just because he sees the 8 of clubs. He might be like backdoor action, but it's bad news.
Wow.
He does make the call, and that's the worst card actually. You know why? Because potato player might think because obviously the king deuce probably will check when it comes king 8-8. Just hope his opponent makes a move.
I think that's one of the reasons why potato player called, because when you have king deuce and you see king 8, you're never betting there. You're way better checking because you have so much of the board and you are afraid that you will lose value.
I think Pluribus got a little bit too creative in his mind, thinking like, oh, this guy's got ace high, he's just going to call me down. I think that was a little bit of a mistake, because if his opponent got counterfeited, you want to let him kind of hang himself. But these guys, you can tell they're like trying to be very creative right now, right? Trying to get the most value in tricky spots like that.
They're just trying to level their opponent out, and which is why we are seeing such creative plays. Pluribus has been going at it. I think he's not folded a button. He's been raising with the 4 deuce, the 3 deuce, anything that he has. He wants to get in there and win a pot.
He's trying to end this tournament. Like, he's called with 3-bet with 4 deuce suited.
Let's go, boys. Let's get this going. Let's end this stream. Pocket tens chooses to bet.
just saw this coming, you know, like if you're gonna play this hand, you're usually looking to make a move on a lot of flops. Good spot for 210s, you know, like yeah, they're deep, but the way the game's going right now, this tends pretty much to nuts, in my opinion.
It's not a lot of times where you get to say that.
Of course, like for this deep too, the king, it's a bit scary, but you know, I wouldn't expect the king to raise this flop anyways. I would put my opponent on an 8 or nothing. And when he checks, he definitely does not have an 8. There's like no chance.
I don't think Pluribus can give up here. It's quite a big pot, and we've seen him make some creative plays. Yeah, almost like a blocker bet there by Vadumela.
Yeah, I'm trying to get value from a 9 specifically. Yeah, no, big pot for Watermelon. He's got the chip lead, doesn't he? Or just about.
Yeah, very close there. I think he's slightly over chips. Yeah, I think they have the equal amount actually. King 5 versus potato player I think it's the first limp pot of the at least the last half an hour that we're watching this.
I'm thinking the King 5 looks like a premium, you know, at this point. There's a bet. He doesn't have anything. The King High makes the call. What a brilliant play.
I was about to say that since there's nothing in the pot, the Pluribus might just fold and see a better hand. But it works for him. The King High works for him, and it did work for him, taking the pot down.
You always feel a little bit owned when the guy calls you a King High and it's good.
Right.
You know, you feel a little silly.
And what a good feeling it is when you're the one who's calling.
Of course. Yeah, you're like, yeah, I knew you got nothing. And that's a very good read because he probably thought potato player, the way things are going, will always raise like those big cards. So when the fact that, it comes big cards and limp blind versus blind just means he's got nothing.
And Pluribus flopping Jin there with the ace deuce. And Vadumela continuing with the aggression, going for a smaller size bet this time.
I get this vibe he wants to check raise his ace deuce because he's been trying to be aggressive. I think check call. Yeah, he is going to check raise. They're trying to out-level each other so hard right now, Richie.
Yeah, they just going after each other. Pluribus, the beauty of this is that he did this on a 8-8-9 board when he had nothing, and now that he flopped strips, he did that. Obviously, this time he got a fold, but I think that's a great way to sort of put the aggression on players and really level them into being scared while playing against you.
I mean, that's the poker part about the game, right? Just trying to get into the mind of your opponent, try to trick him into making a mistake. Ace Queen suited going to bump it up. If he's calling 4 deuce suited, obviously King 8 suited is going nowhere. So there's the call. And not a bad. It's not a great flop, but it's reasonable for King 8.
Yeah, he's got a little something in there. A little extra motivation for him to bet the flop.
With these stacks on just bets. Oh my God, it's a straight, but it's a nice straight draw for the ace queen.
Yeah, nice straight draw for the ace queen. Deceptive straight for King 8, especially because it was a 3-bet pot. The ace queen is not going anywhere if Pluribus finds a bet here.
Yeah, he's got to bet this King 8, get some value now. There we go. And this sizing, I think he puts his opponent on like a random pair or ace king a lot, so you don't want to bet too big against those hands on this board tech.
My guess is that he has a RNG and he's just clicking buttons and then choosing the bet size. That's a possibility.
Oh my God. How do you hit that hand?
Wow.
He's holding an 8 too, blocks one out.
And it's such a beautiful spot when you're playing the board and the opponent bets and you just want to call and chop. But Vadumela's got the best hand with the queen.
The thing is, he's going to try to bluff him off of a chop, but he's got the straight here. Watermelon. Now we know for sure he's the chip leader after that one.
What a roller coaster that hand was, Randy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Pareto player going for a deceptive limp there with the ace queen. Knows Pluribus has been going after all the players, and rightly so. Great spot. Would you jam here, Randy, or do you think a 3-bet or 4-bet is?
Probably just limp re-raise. Seems because I think they still seem pretty deep, and these guys are calling 3-bets so loosely. If you jam, you kind of just stop the action, right? Like I like the re-raise instead. Let Pluribus has been calling 3-bets a bit recklessly, so give him the opportunity to keep it up.
In fact, I was surprised that he folded. He has been seeing flops, calling some really big 3-bets in spots, but I think he chose not to take the spot. Looked like a very strong limp re-raise by Pareto player. Now he has pocket sixes, seeing a flop. Vadumela now the chip leader at this table with 6-8 off.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if Pluribus's hand was suited, he definitely was not going to fold that one.
Yeah, possibly. Or possibly the RNG told him to fold.
Ace 8, all right. He's playing an E2 on the button, so if just based on what I've seen, obviously Ace 8's a raisable hand, but if I've seen the Deuce 4 suit and 2-3 offsuit, well, what is he folding? I actually don't know a hand.
He's playing them all. Vadumela now taking a stab with the 9-5 suited. A nice flop there for the 9-5 suited. Not bad for the 5-3 as well.
Yeah, the 5-3. It's got a little piece, a straight draw. Not the best straight draw, but it's something. Yeah, so the flush comes in on the turn. That's Watermelon is basically hoping his opponent has some kind of pair straight draw or something to get some value.
And going for a nice bet there, Vadumela. Obviously, the opponent does not have much. Easy fold for Pluribus?
I think of this hand, yes. If he had maybe a 3 of clubs or something to kind of just have some backup, then he probably wouldn't be folding. But that one, it's just sometimes, yeah, you could be good. But even if your opponent has, say, like the naked ace of clubs or something, they have a lot of equity against you. So you could either be drawing dead or playing against a high equity hand. And it just doesn't really seem like a good situation.
Yeah, once you call the turn, there are not too many rivers that you're really happy, calling a bet again with. So yeah, I think it makes sense.
And like for example, even if he made a straight, right? Like the other guy could have already a flush, or he could have like the higher straight. So some reverse implied odds, things to think about. In poker in general, you need to be thinking about future streets and how they play, not just the absolute hand right now.
And the 9-10 would make strips.
Bink. As binky as it gets.
Nice check there by Vadumela. Saving himself some chips.
I know the ace comes. It's a little bit scary, but I still feel like Watermelon with the Queen 4 can pick off a lot of draws, right? Like, obviously all the straight draws. I mean, for this bet size, it's really hard to, almost impossible.
Yes. There's a lot of draws that Pluribus could be continuing with, and he makes a quick call there, seeing the bad news.
And especially these three guys, I don't think any of these guys will like a draw, just check it through on the river if they miss. Like they're gonna mandatory fire. So you got a mandatory bluff catcher when there's too many draws out there, especially when you don't even block the straight draws.
Right.
Look at these hands.
Just another hand at this Masters table. The last three players. Pluribus, of course, is Siddhant Kriplani, showing us how it's done. Great showing by him today, playing really well. Top pair for the potato player.
Yeah, but when you got a straight draw, it's enough for these guys. So he's going to continue. I guess the question is call or raise. He's going to call. Pairs is 6. So keeps getting these little funny draws, huh?
Yeah, and he's been very aggressive with them as well. Not to mention, he's been quite occasionally flopping trips and very, very strong hands. So a little help from the poker gods, but playing equally well, Pluribus. Tempting to call there with a 9-6, isn't it? Chooses the
because whenever you see the bet check bet line, something always goes in your head like, what is this play? But as long as you can definitely fold that hand. I think it's a little too weak, but it's always keeps you on your toes.
The 10-5 always looks like such a beautiful hand to like 3-bet or do something out of line.
It's like it's on the cusp. It's almost connected, but it's not connected.
Wadumela, of course, going for the call, seeing a flop 8-7-7.
Easy turn to play, I think, for Pluribus.
We've seen the players shift gears on this table so much, and now that we're seeing they're playing a little more conservatively. Obviously, there have been a lot of 3-bet pots even in 3-handed, but I think the players are now more aware of their chip stack and how much they tend to lose in such spots. And while I say that, Wadumela casually 4-betting, 3-betting the ace-10 off.
Yeah, and then the 8-5 suited it comes along as well. But both play a bunch of garbage. It's going to be hard to determine who's going to win this. The 8-5 might consider floating the flop. It's a big bet, though, half the pot. But I feel like the players have been a little bit ambitious today, so that he might still continue. Like, normally you'd want a diamond on the flop, but he's like, nah, I don't need a diamond, just my little straight draw.
Yeah, this
is better
now. When people tell you to pick the right hands for playing, a 3-bet to 4-bet pot, this is why. Because once you get to the flop, since the pot is so big, it becomes really difficult to play, hands like 8-5, for example, or, when you don't flop anything. And facing another big bet from Wadumela is Pluribus with the 5-8 suited.
So both people are actually double gutted. Is the 8-5 jamming the turn?
Wow.
What does he have? It's a weak double gutter, right? Because he hits a 10. I think I could have a queen. Oh my god. They're not playing solid. There's no solid here. This is crazy poker.
It's so funny to see you squirming by the plays that are happening on this table. It's crazy. Wow, that was insane. The 8-5 suited going for the jam, and Wadumela, of course, had to fold his ace-10 there.
That was the weakest draw out there too. Like, oh my god, that was aggressive. Yeah, no, these guys are not playing conservative at all. Whatever you said like 5 minutes ago it's gone.
It's gone. It was just a small phase.
Yeah, it was I don't know what it was, but it was crazy. Here's 10-9 top pair. I feel like Pluribus has been the craziest of the three, in my opinion. And then Watermelon and Potato Player. But still all very aggressive. There's a check raise. Like, this thing, they're so aggressive that now they're check raising top pair medium kickers, Like, this is not a normal thing.
It's not normal for sure. and that pot was huge. it was already 30k chips. He saw a bet of I think 13k, so 43, and he jams 40 in there, and wow, 76,000 now. Pluribus.
Well, it's top pair versus the open in the straight draw. I think there's a chance some chips can go in, depending on how Potato Player plays this one. If he goes for check raise, well, it's not good news for him. But the turn is good news for him.
Yeah, beautiful turn. Again, going for the check. And Pluribus should be betting here, right?
Yeah, I think with King Queen too, he might even go for bet for value. Just King Queen is often the best hand here way too often. And you block King 10, so it's less likely, but it's an over bet. What does Potato Player do here?
Potato Player peels with the straight. Still got the best hand.
Yeah, he didn't want to see that spade, I'll tell you that, because like he knows that's in his opponent's range when he goes for the over bet. King, Queen. This would be a thin value bet, but maybe he's still going to do it because he knows everything's been crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, got it.
And snap call there. Yeah, Pluribus went all in on that river. And Potato Player now having some chips.
Now, you can't hold on to the lead, any of these guys, right? They win a big pop, but then, like the other guys get their little momentum and get it going.
So Pluribus recently won the Game Changer event for 40 lakhs. And he's been playing poker since 2016. Of course, I'm talking about Siddhant Kriplani. Now look,
2016. That's pretty new player, actually, in my opinion. Like, yeah, he's really skilled. I can tell from how he's thinking about the hands and some of the moves he's making. Oh, look at this raise, man. This is... I don't think it's obviously not going to work against Jack 9, but there's still one more card to go. I can't believe he hit one of these straights. The most, this guy's straight out there. Wow. But I don't know if it's worthy of a value bet. It's pretty thin, but he might go for it still.
He might. From what I've seen, I won't be surprised. And coming back to the King Queen jam, Randy, on that river, quite creative jam there with the King Queen on actually a spade river. Obviously, it was backdoor spades, but still, it was quite a large bet. What do you think he was trying to do?
Look, he knows he's been aggressive, right? Because from his point, he knows he made these moves at 8-5s and all this stuff. I guess technically they don't know right away. So he's like, well, might as well go for value. Sometimes though, when you get a little too creative, you kind of just value on yourself here and there. And I think that's what happened at spot. Wow, the 7 high, the 7 straight, the bet in the straight got value from 2 pair on a 4 straight. That's really hard to do.
It is indeed. And now I'm going to welcome another guest commentator, India's first professional female poker player, President's Award winner, and former team pro at PokerStars India is who we call Baby Shark, Muskan Sethi.
Hi, Randy. Hi, Richard. Thank you so much.
Hey. Baby Shark. Okay, I didn't know that was your nickname.
Yeah, that's how I made my first blog when I went to WSOP, and it was called Memoirs of a Baby Shark. And it was quite and I always knew that I am I have all these big names around me. So instead of being scared of them, I used to tell them, don't worry, I'm just a baby one. I'm going to grow up to be you. So, that was my way of, yeah. But it's so nice to see you, both of you, and especially you, Randy, because, you have been an inspiration for all the poker players around the globe. I mean, someone who was 24 tabling back in the day, And this is something what people are doing now. So all of these guys that you see today, they all have been following that pattern. They've been putting the volume and they've been following your footsteps. So, I actually personally wanted to know from you that, when you were doing that, when you were putting high volume, like these players, how were you still able to make such amazing decisions? Because you just see every hand that we've seen on the on this table so far has been so interesting and something to learn from. They don't let go of a single spot. So, what is your advice to the poker players who are, planning to, follow your footsteps?
Yeah, well, one of the things you need to do is play that volume. You need to get solid poker, right? Understand the basics of the hands. Because, like the guys you guys see playing here, they all probably multi-table and put in some good volume, right? They're very strong players. Right now, they're definitely one-tabling, and that's the thing. You put into hard work, put into volume, you play like maybe a little small in the beginning, try to develop your skills, understand like the more basic common scenarios and get really good at it. And then when the big time comes, that's when you maybe probably one-tabling, right? And really focus your attention. Like say you're a tournament player, right? When you get to the end of the tournament, the final table, that's where the ICM, the big pay jumps are. That's where you need to focus. That's when you need to start closing down all your smaller games. These guys, that's what they're doing right now. They're playing for that mastermind title, right? That's a unique title, very hard to do. Like one guy told me, Richie was saying, one guy cashed 68% of the 118 events out there just to play in this tournament here. Unfortunately, Spectre is out, but like these guys are big grinders, and when you get really good by just playing a lot, like you're definitely gonna be playing your best game. You need to study. You need to just love the game, and you'll get it done as long as you want to.
I completely agree with you, because even though this is, such a prestigious tournament, but still, these guys, even if they're playing, if they were playing the main event or they're playing this tournament, everything they play is like, they bring on their A+ game. It's never that, they go autopilot and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you. That was a great advice. And hi, how are you doing, Poker Raja?
I'm doing well, Baby Shark.
So I'm Baby Shark. He is Poker Raja. Raja means king. So he's the poker king of India. And just so you know.
I'm having it hard to believe that's true though. Like, cause he's watching these plays and he's like, "No, this is not my game."
Definitely, the way these guys are playing, I don't think I stand a chance. I'm just going to keep the title though.
Siddharth's been in form. Recently he's been showing some really good results, and I feel like he's somebody who's putting in a volume. Like he has the 2021 scheduled for himself. Like I feel like he is playing all the series and he's putting in the work, and he's really, on the way to becoming a potato player or a Mozzie. What do you say, Richard? Do you agree with me?
Yeah, definitely. In fact, before you came on, we were just talking about, how Siddharth is, really gotten his name out there. Although he's still only playing for a couple of years, starting, I think in 2016 is when he started. He already has some big results to his name, including the game changer for 40 lakhs recently. So definitely a player to watch out for. He is. I think it all comes down to that. When you put in the work, when you put in the volume, like what Randy said, even the results will eventually come in. And I think it's his time to shine. And hopefully we will see a lot more of him in the year to come.
Of course. Andy, are you excited? Are you tempted to come to India and play some poker with us?
I mean, I really want to come and play the PLO tournament, because when I was casting the PLO tournament, and it was the craziest tournament out there. It's funny because the Omaha, the guy he was at this final table, and then one of the commentators, Richie or Sam, was saying, well, how would this guy do? He meets a fish out of water, right? He doesn't like Nolan Hole. He busted out first, right? So I want to come and play some PLO with you guys in India, because or maybe play some Nolan and hope these guys jump around. But in general, I want to say I've watched a few of your final tables. I've commentated, and Indian players are very aggressive. The skill level is very, very high. I don't think it's a soft game over there. I'm looking at more maybe be a tourist or something, because these games are not easy.
Oh, that's funny. But yes, that's true. These guys have been putting a lot of work, and even from the start, like we had players like the Black Legend, Aditya Sushant, and obviously Aditya Agarwal was he was like who founded the first batch. I believe he was the one who coached all these players. But even after that, you'll see like players like Pawan Bansal, this Raghav Bansal, people coming from everywhere. And, Randy, you'll be surprised. A lot of the smart guys, people who, dentists, people from IIT jobs, they have now gotten into poker, and these smart guys are crushing. So if it's like, it's such an amazing thing to watch, because you already knew that, okay, poker attracts the strategic minds, but it's really happening in India. And we are really excited to see that what else can happen. This is just getting started, and we already have players like Potato Player. And look at his hand. Oh, this is going to be an interesting.
I was going to say, this hand was. I thought Watermelon was going to be out of the tournament, but Pluribus is just trying to trap his opponent. Smooth calls 2 aces in the big blind. That's the thing. This is some high level poker, right? Like, because this is not the standard play is always 3-bet the 2 aces, but you got to know your opponents. You know they're raising garbage. Now he's going for the check raise, and I think the 2-8s give a little action still.
Of course.
And Pluribus is sticking to his game plan, and his game plan is simply raise all flops. Going for the nice 3-bet pocket eights.
Wow! No!
Insane. Insane. So none of these players are ready to leave as yet. And Vadumela catching that 8 on the turn, still in the tournament. We are 3-way. Muskan, you have any favorites?
Actually, I was very impressed by Sri Harsha's bluff a few minutes back. I think when he put in 9 high or 7 high. What was it? What was that hand? So I was very impressed. So I feel like he is just a player who doesn't give up. I'm pretty sure like he's going to give Siddhant a hard time if he goes heads up with him. So my favorite is obviously Sri Harsha. But obviously, let's see who's going to be the mastermind and who wins the beautiful Breitling watch.
Funny thing is, Vadumela, the winner of the high roller, so when we were speaking to him in his winner's interview, he was saying that, I was really scared when I got to the final table and, all these big players alongside me, and he ended up winning that. And look at what a great show he's putting up for us today in the top 3, a very strong contender to be crowned the mastermind, winning that sweet watch. And he's really shown some mettle, being probably one of the lesser experienced players at this table. Aniket Wagmare going by Vadumela. A nice payday as well, taking home 36 lakhs for his efforts. He's been impressive, isn't it, Randy?
For a guy who I was commentating that final table with you, and for a guy who's he's just super humble, man. He's super skilled. You can tell from the way he approaches hands, like he understands poker really well. For a guy who probably didn't play as long as others, he's very, very good, right? Like sometimes you see newcomers, they just play really solid. They don't have as many creative plays, and they don't have that many leaks. But this guy, he understands the game really well. You can tell from the hands he chooses to bluff, to certain textures. He knows when his range is more favorable because he's in the big blind, et cetera, et cetera. He's a fabulous player.
Yeah. Right now he's the underdog, but like you said, actually they all are in form. They all have won such hard tournaments, and they have everything going for themselves. And to be honest, apart from just the title and watch, they're going to earn some respect points amongst each other.
Right.
Yeah, so I guess this is going to be some great...
Definitely playing for a lot of bragging rights at this table. Quick reminder to the all our viewers, our second contest question was, what is the guaranteed of the tournament futuristic from Spartan's Daily Poker Marathon? And to answer that question, just comment on the live stream with your Spartan ID and tag 3 of your friends. And one lucky winner will get a free ticket to the 16 lakh guarantee trending Thursday worth $38.50. So if you haven't already answered that question, go to the live stream and answer that, and we'll announce the winner very shortly.
So Randy, how's your schedule these days? How are you doing? And you had a newborn, so things must have changed for you. Congratulations on that first. And tell us how's it going? How's it been?
It's been great. I don't play poker as much anymore, but I'm still very involved. I understand what everyone's doing still. With the baby, things are different. But I had my time to shine. I put in all the effort then. I'm very happy. Things are going well. I do commentary a bit more. I still get to see what's going on, what all the new players are doing these days, all the old school players. So, but in general, it's been great.
Oh, wow. That's good to hear. That's amazing. And are you going to be traveling to any live tournaments, once things get back to normal? Or are you going to take it easy?
The second it gets back to normal, I'm definitely going to start playing some live tournaments. Because I've watched a lot of people play, but I want to get in there and show them I can do it too, right? But for now, we'll be on the sidelines just waiting and just watching my kid grow up and go from there.
That's amazing. So I was checking about Vadu Mela. So Aniket Wagmare is also not playing for too long. He's playing since 2016. So the most experienced person at this table is Sri Harsha, a potato player, who's been playing for 7 years. And look at how far they've come in the short time they've been playing. Sri Harsha considered one of the best players. Sangeeth also very, very rightly said that he's probably one of the best players we have. And Vadumela and Pluribus, again, exemplary show by them and doing so in such a short time.
Wow. Did you see what happened?
Wow. This guy's aggressive. Usually guys are aggressive, right? They slow down once in a while because they know that the opponents know that he's up to no good, but he just never gives up.
Exactly. That's what I love it. I love the way these guys are fighting. Even this hand is going to be. Let's see.
Vadumela might look at this as a great opportunity to 3-bet, but goes for the call. Scary board for all these players.
Yeah, it's just a hard one to fire. I'm not surprised to check. The 4 flush is a little interesting because sometimes someone just wants to represent it, and if someone just throws out even one chip, right, there's no one's going to be able to continue.
Yeah. But let's see who's going to take a stab at the pot because whoever wants it more. Oh.
Chop it up unless someone.
I'll be very surprised if this goes to a 3-way chop. Because I feel like somebody wants to put in some chips. Yeah, easy chip by Potato now.
Yeah, that's what these guys don't do. They don't complicate things. If you see a simple and really good, clean poker, that's what I feel like they really work hard. See, told you.
Absolutely. So Muskan, tell us more about how are things with you and what can we expect from Muskan Sethi in the future?
So I was in Goa for a few months and that's where it was really beautiful. The weather was really nice and I've just got back to Delhi. It's okay. We have an interesting hand.
Vadumela picking up the pocket aces. Always nice to pick up a very strong hand when there's so much of aggression happening.
Oh.
Yeah, doesn't look like much is going to happen. Go ahead and continue.
So I've just reached New Delhi and it's super cold here and now I'm planning, let's see, it's just the year is just...
Wait a second.
Wait, I'm sorry. Interrupt the story. Story ends. What is this?
See, I told you. Anything can happen now.
And Vadumela doing backflips probably.
Yeah, should try.
Goes for the smooth call. Pluribus is just going to fire, isn't it? I mean, he made a 3-bet. He's got deuce 4. And he's just going to take every opportunity he can to bet and take the spot down.
Yeah. I think the 2 aces probably will jam now. The board texture is a little bit too connected to keep slow playing, in my opinion. It's also his opponent is betting a little bit bigger, too. It kind of looks like Pluribus. Well, he just calls there, so he really thinks he's up to no good, but that's a terrible turn card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those turn cards that might just give Pluribus some incentive to keep betting.
you feel like you gotta bet two aces, but like it's a 4 straight two. It's like, oh, this is just a disaster. But I think with the stack to pot ratio is so small, you just need to protect your hand against the random queen or jack that can roll off.
Sorry, Muskan, we had to stop there. You were saying
Story time?
No, nothing. It's just the year's just started for me, and I'm going to be putting in some study and hopefully some volume also. But Randy, like you said, it's like I'm sure now you can feel the difference, right? From being crazy, putting in mad volume to now like relaxing and having a more relaxed schedule. So that is something that I'm looking to, so that I can also do some more projects in hand and enjoy poker for what it is. And because earlier it was like, okay, wake up, work out, and then have one study session, probably eat something, then you start grinding, and then you're just sitting, and then you're just those 5-minute breaks that you get, those are the only times that you just have the time to move around and stuff like that. So I got like a table that like it elevates itself like with the machine. But I get it, like even then, even if you have that thing that okay, you're standing now and all that, you still need to have at least 2-3 days off, and you need to sit back and kind of study your database, whatever you played, what are your leaks, then fix everything. It's so similar to any sport or anything you do in life. So that's the plan to now do it once more, but do it properly and more like study and enjoy poker for the reason that I got into it.
Good luck to you, Muskan, and I'm glad that you actually brought that up. We seldom talk about how much hard work the players really put in to get to the level of play that they achieve. We obviously are a little biased, and we look at results more than the hard work that we put in. And it's interesting to have Randy and you talk about the kind of sacrifices and hard work that goes into the results that eventually transpire out of all the years of hard work and study and sacrifices that you've been making.
And it's an exciting journey because you get, the more you know, the better, like the more you enjoy. So that's how it is with poker, and so yeah, and you can always plan how much you want to give in. Even if it's a hobby, you can pursue it like that, and if it's a profession, you gotta it's gotta be tailor made, and customized to what you're looking for and what you want out of the game. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Blind on blind. Potato player is going to. Okay, perfect.
A little top pair. Probably going to go for some. No, the plan. What you should do actually is just keep trying to trap Pluribus because he just always goes for it.
Yeah. Now this time he lets the 10-7 go. I don't think Pluribus ever limps, does he?
Well, I mean, he did this time, but is it to forward? I don't know.
I'm going to make a note right now. Not limp.
There you go.
Limp re-raise. I think like this is a plan.
I think Randy's zeroing in on how Pluribus is thinking, and there he goes, representing a really, really strong. I mean, it looks super strong, doesn't it? When you sort of limp and 3-bet.
A7 still calls him. It's a bad flop for both players.
Yeah, Pluribus wants to check. He has showdown value. Not the best board for both players.
Yeah, I can't believe this 9-6 off is going to win a 22,000 chip pot.
And what is Vadumala going to be thinking at this moment?
Yeah, when he's going to watch the stream, he's going to be like, I wish I jam free. What's going on with me? Okay. Obviously, Shihansha thinks he's good here. Hopefully.
Yeah, and probably the right thing to do with bottom pair. Yeah, go for a check call. Yeah, Shriyasha would have loved to see a heart there.
I hope there's no disturbance coming from my side, like sound-wise. Can you hear some background music?
Not at all.
Oh, okay. Because there's a party happening next door. So I was like scared. I was like, man, how do I ask them to stop their party for a mastermind feature? That's fine. Harsha gives it up. Oh, wow. All the boys have a king in their hand.
And the best king is with Pluribus,
Yes.
who's taken a massive chip lead here.
Yeah, very soon we're going to see, stacks are going to be so short that they're just going to be push folding. So that'll be also interesting. But let's see what happens here. One thing I've learned from all these players is how they keep their tournament life, intact. Like they make, like, when they feel they know that they have the equity to just see the flop, they'll do it, even though with like semi-strong hands that people are like nowadays taught to just jam pre, how all these ranges and all are teaching you what to do. I feel like these players don't take those lines that often. They are so calm and composed, and they don't give up chips so easily. That's something that I've learned watching the final tables there.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, that's for the final tables, but this tournament is a whole different beast, right? I mean, these guys are just going for it. It doesn't matter how many people. But in general, I do agree with what you're saying.
Potato player, betting is straight.
See, I told you, he's going to do something, and somehow he's going to now get one more double up, and then he's going to punish the table. So this is my prediction before I get off. He's going to punish everyone, and then...
Yeah, that's what he's done, actually. When he was like a middling stack, and when he was, slightly shorter in chips, he was not as aggressive, but as soon as he gets chips, he just... goes really hard at the players, and that's what sort of worked for him.
Randy, what do you have to say about him shipping two major tournaments, like High Roller and Super High Roller? There are like names going out there, for him, and it's so incredible. And then he's also playing this league on the side. So he's playing a Poker Sports League on the side. He also plays. So we both watch these chess streams sometimes. So he's even doing that on the side. And then so he's a family man too. And then also he puts in, he puts in such a great show and game. Like, what do you have to say about that, Randy?
It's impressive. Obviously, to win the two, and I think Selena, she commented on both of the times, and he's won it both. He's clearly a very good player. I'm watching him play. It's incredible. Apparently, he multitasks and does all sorts of other hobbies out there too. It's hard work ethic. That's what you need. It's paying off, and he's hanging in there with these guys right now, and it's tough competition, but it's fun to watch. And like, if you want it, you'll get it. And I think Potato Player does that, right? Like, obviously, if you put in that kind of volume and still do all these other different hobbies, it takes a lot of work and dedication.
So it is really, so that's the equation. I mean, you're going to put in a lot of study, and then you're going to put in a lot of volume. And what about, say, having a good diet? Oh, I remember when you were grinding a lot, once you tweeted about your hands were hurting, and you were like, is there a wrist yoga or something I can do for my wrist? Can you talk about that? Because what did you do then in the end?
I mean, yeah, that's just, I'm getting old, so like I can't play as many hands as I can as before. But like, no, actually, I think a lot of people were just tweeting different things. One guy, there's like some gaming, like people who play video games. Obviously, they use the mouse a lot, so they tell you like some hand wrist strength exercises you can do. So like, I got over it just because I just didn't play. I took a little break and kind of remind myself, like, look, if my hands breaks, then I can't ever play another hand of poker, right? So, yeah. But there's resources out there. Google's an amazing thing, but if you don't know the answer, reach out to someone that does. I use Twitter to kind of reach out to people, but if you got some friends, ask them.
I tweeted back at you. I said, do yoga. I was like, I hope that worked. Because
I didn't do that. I did not do that.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I had a word with Martin Jacobson recently, and he was talking about the importance of good diet. And he pre-plans all his meals much way before. Like his breaks, everything is planned. And, at like live tournaments, instead of going and having a heavy dinner, he actually works out or goes to the spa. And he feels the difference himself, because when he comes back to the table, everyone else is like super lethargic and feeling all drained out. And he's super fresh, and he just feels that, his mind works much better that way. So I'm going to try and put that video out soon, but it was mostly like, just planning your breaks for all the tournament players who are here right now, who regularly grind. I feel like there would be a time, like if you're playing in the afternoon or in the evening, that you're going to be, while dinner, you're going to be playing. So, it's important to pre-plan things and add some nutritious things, to your diet. And I feel like that would be really, really helpful, because, yes, all the poker players out there are doing the same thing. Top 500 poker players are doing the same thing, but the top 5 players are doing everything very differently. They're making sure that, they have no stone, unturned. So that's what you got to do. And let's see what's happening here.
Yeah, that's fantastic advice. Because we tend to think about poker as something that you do while sitting down, and even whether it's online or live. And the fact is that there's so much mental effort that goes through in this game. It's very important to sort of take care of yourself physically as well, because it takes a certain amount of endurance to go through these long tournaments. And like the players like yourself, Randy, and I'm sure Martin Jacobson playing at such a high level, really showing that if you treat poker as a sport, and keep yourself physically and mentally fit, it will really separate you from the other players.
Yeah. When I was in Goa, all the poker players were doing that. They were really into fitness, and it was great to see. In a year's time, you see all of them will be transformed. This is an interesting hand over here. Most likely, you're going to see a fold here.
The King Queen actually might continue, to be honest. It was a 3-bet pot.
Oh.
King Queen is a net high card against a guy who's probably 3-betting trash. Like, I actually think it's a mandatory call in this spot. Maybe not in like some other games, but this one against these players, you really can't fold this hand. So he does check. And the King Queen, I'm just trying to show this down generally. I don't really think there's too much reason to bet. Be pretty thin if Queens wants to go for value. It would be correct, but I doubt he's going to get called by worse.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Is there any merit for the Queens to go for maybe a small bet?
Yeah, I was actually wondering what sizing is Harsha would pick, but this seems good. What would you bet here, Randy? Exactly.
If you are going to bet, you do want to go small bet. He was trying to get called by like 2 9s or 2 8s or something. Definitely nothing happened there. But yeah, these guys are fighting for every pot. Like, see, the king queen on a tight table, like you would never call this, but here it's like mandatory. And look at this, Jack Deuce offsuit. Come on, what
It's
is
better
this?
than the other hands he's had.
Technically, yes. Technically.
We saw him raising 2 buttons with 3 deuce and 4-3. So yeah,
see, they're all balanced, you know. That's how
definitely balanced. Yeah. We've seen Pluribus actually not giving up his button at all. We've seen 100% button raise from him. So yeah, it goes to show that he is trying to make the most aggressive moves while being in position, and certainly worked out for him. A little draw there for Vadumela. Interesting to see whether he wants to bet. Also some backdoor diamond action for him.
I think it's worthy of a bet. Player from a small blind has a lot of high cards a lot of times, so they often would just have to check fold here.
And not the worst thing in the world when he gets called. He does have a lot of backdoor equity. And obviously the king there showing up for Vadumela.
yeah, but
Pretty good call for a potato player on the flop too. I think with this king, he should probably keep betting. His hand is very, very vulnerable when the 3 hearts roll off. I think maybe if the king wasn't a heart, maybe he can consider just checking. But
Checking.
I like that bet.
Yeah, I feel like Harsha had different plans. If the turn was like, say, another low card, then maybe he could have repped it. That was the reason of him floating. But yeah, I guess that was an action killer that turn. So that's when he's like, okay, get it. I don't even have equity bluffing here. Okay, what's happening here? See, now every hand is going to be, any hand could be like a bust out hand for one of these players, at least for, what's it, Aditya, right?
Aniket Wagmare, Vadumela.
Nice.
So he actually got on call with us and told us what it means and how you pronounce it, but I didn't get it. So I'm going to call him Vadumela. So yeah. Playable hand for Pluribus on the button.
Yeah.
Continuing with his race.
On this table, who was like the most aggressive player according to all of you?
Wow, there were so many. I can tell
Honestly, they're equally aggressive. And that SSA guy earlier too.
Yeah. Are we missing him? Okay.
I'm definitely missing him. I was rooting for him since he's one of the newer players to the game. But wow, he went really crazy and he put a lot of pressure on these guys. Made some really out of the box plays. Lakshmal Singh was fun to watch. Lucky Bhai.
Yes.
And yeah, probably the tighter ones at the table was Spectre, who was super solid. Like Randy said, he cashed 81 out of the 118 tournaments at the IOPC. So yeah, he had a great showing at this IOPC.
Oh, of course. He was on my table with Kunal Patni, and I was talking to both of them because they were fighting for the leaderboard, and they both had like 1 and 2 batch next to them, and I was just like, oh my god, what's happening here? And these guys both, added playing every tournament of the day. It was just amazing to watch how dedicated they were. Randy, it was just one of those times when you decided I'm gonna go for the lead and you went for it. It was like, trust me, these guys are actually doing it, especially Spectre. Even Asathan. Oh, okay, let's see. There's another interesting hand here.
Yeah, well, I definitely would not be grinding tournaments as hard as they do. So they beat me in that part. Like no questions asked.
No.
So amazing hand there for Vadumela with a pair plus flush draw.
I really enjoyed watching Selena, by the way. Please give her my compliments. I was watching this Yeah, she's so on point, and it was great to watch her and see her after so long. It's nice.
Well, I'll definitely send your regards. Look at this, 2 jacks going for a value bet correctly on an ace high board. This is so hard to do.
It's like even he can see the cards out, Asha, what are you? Oh.
Yeah, he's definitely a machine as far as playing the game is concerned. And taking down another pot. Vadumela now the short stack at this table. Still got a little over 20 blinds.
I saw one hand with Harsha. It was a blind on blind where he had trip jacks and the opponent had a full house of fours, forceful, I think with 2 jacks. And he just correctly called on the river. Like, anybody else just jammed there for value. But he's just so composed. And I was just like, man, Harsha, what are you? Like, how do you do these kind of things? He's just always correctly bluffing, correctly folding. Okay, let's see what happens in this hand.
Slow play to 2 kings. He lets a 3rd guy in, but he hits top pair. And this is
troublemaker hand. And Harsha is finally picking up hands also now. Like they say, somebody call an ambulance.
Nice turn. I think if Potato Player had 3-bet this, he would have got it in against Watermelon. He would have lost 20,000 chips here, but now it's 3-way. Or single raise pot, things are a bit different.
And picking the worst time to bet is Pluribus. Yeah, trying to rep the ace. And unfortunately, Vadumela with the ace 9 is going to make that call. Potato Player is not loving life at this moment.
Still calls.
Believe them. Yeah, he's just gonna hope for a check.
Can Pluribus, he knows his hand is no good, I imagine, but it'd be really hard for him to bluff into this pot.
Yeah, much needed pot there for Vadumela, picking up 16k, now up to 30k. A nice little addition for him.
So thanks to Raghav Bansal's recommendation, I've been watching this show on YouTube with subtitles. It's called Poker Mind or something, and it's got Adrian Mateos and all these players, all the Spanish players mostly playing, and like they're actually explaining each and every hand and talking about all the opponents, whoever sits down on the table and stuff. So it's so interesting. You're gonna love it, Richard. You must watch it.
Definitely will watch it.
Watch this hand right now. It's top 2 pair, a straight, and a pair and a straight draw. This is probably it for someone.
Okay, this is.
And all in goes Vadumela with the straight, the best hand at the moment.
Sri Harsha also. Instead, he's going in.
Yeah, Potato Player is just posturing. He's definitely going to call there. Top 2, not a hand you want to fold. Wow, Potato Player down to 9,000 chips there. Super unlucky spot for him. And Vadumela now with 66,000 chips. Now the chip leader at this table.
Yeah, it's funny because he was talking. Remember that interview? He was saying, "Yeah, these guys are so good," and he's always so humble. But now he's the chip leader in this tournament with 3 left. But it's almost heads up.
Yeah, Potato Player needs a couple of double ups now. To have a decent stack to play, down to his last.
Apparently, I've hijacked Samo's spot right now. So if you guys want him back, I'm happy to call him and put me off. Decision is yours, boys. Sorry, Samo. I don't know where he is.
Yeah, we will find Samo soon.
Okay, this is also going to be an interesting hand. I like how Aniket is playing. He is like throughout the final table. Throughout this tournament, he's shown some really classy play, and takes a bit unconventional route. Randy, do you agree? Like he does like.
There's a lot of unconventional plays here today. I definitely agree with that. But I don't know if the 8-7 is going to be able to do anything on this board, as bad as it gets.
But like there was this one hand when I saw him 4-bet aces, and then I was feeling that, he should have probably called that. But, this is how these guys play, sometimes they do get someone to, jam a weaker hand or like they can create a cooler situation then, so it was very interesting to see that. Usually you see people like slow rolling the aces, slow playing the aces, but yeah.
Yeah, potato player now picking up an ace. Definitely want to get this in and try and get it developed.
Yes.
Yeah. One jack is dead, so he's in good shape with the A7. Not the best, but enough shape.
These are aces for him right now. He's just in.
Yeah.
Is there another tournament happening on Spartan tonight? Because I'm sure potato player is going to now jump into that.
He's possibly playing a couple tournaments as we speak.
Yeah. So Randy, we try to play Among Us also. Some of us poker players.
I haven't tried it myself. I heard that. I've seen the game. It's very. You guys got a little poker group playing?
Yeah, I'm gonna add you to that. It will be fun. You better join in, and it'll be fun to have you as one of the imposters or not. But so all these guys, like usually there are some senior guys as well who you're like really scared of. We don't talk back at them, but like when we are playing the game, it's like the perfect time to like take out all our frustration on them and have some fun. And
we've just lost Shriyasha in third place. Just to remind everyone, Shriyasha, though the penny, was the winner of 2 tournaments, and he's the third place finisher at this table. Vadumela and Pluribus now playing for the number 1 spot, the title of the mastermind of this IOPC, and obviously they will take home customized Avenger Breitling Chronograph 43 watch for taking down this final table. And we also have the winner of the contest. And the answer of the contest is Futuristic of the Delhi Poker Marathon is the feature tourney for Friday, 8 p.m. And it offers a guarantee of 10 lakhs at just 770 rupees. And the winner is Jay Gidwani, and his poker nick is You Dare. Congratulations, Jay. And you win a 16 lakh guarantee trending Thursday ticket for 38.50 scheduled tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Look at this, Randy.
Yeah, I see 9 deuce offsuit. What you want me to see? But these 2 guys, obviously it takes a lot of work to get to the heads up. They have got pretty even stacks, a lot of big blinds to play for. Guatemala, I watched this final table with Richie, a very humble guy, but very good. Pluribus, I think you guys are saying he's the more experienced player, but he's been crazy and reckless. But this is really anyone's game right now, and it's heads up. Like you can't really have that much of an edge on your opponent.
Yeah. So, Randy, what are your what advice do you give to players who are studying on the heads up game? Like
really, if you haven't played heads up too much, you probably should just start off with I imagine Spartan Poker's probably got some sitting goes or something where you're gonna play a bit shorthanded more. Kind of get used to this. You got to play it to get used to it. You can't just study and never try it, because if you wait until you get to final tables, which is you're not going to make too many final tables in a short amount of time. You won't get that much practice in. But that's when the money is usually big, right? Because right now we're playing winner takes all, heads up. The second place guy, he's not going to get nothing, right? So you need to know how to play heads up. In general, you will be raising the button a lot more. You're going to be calling the big blind a lot more and seeing a lot of flops. Hand ranges are going to get wider. your value ranges, right? Like say normally you're just betting top pair, well, second pair starts to become value bets and things like this. And then you're going to have to be more aggressive. So it's a big difference. Even from 3-handed to 2-handed, it's a very big different game.
And Vadumela sees a flop with the bottom pair. 3 hearts. No one's loving that.
Yeah. Jeez, this 16,000 in this pot? My gosh.
Yeah. Every pot is auto raise in this heads up. Vadumela taking down that pot with a bet on the flop. Pluribus might be.
Oh, you think so? No.
Sorry, I'm being so stupid. It was obvious.
No, I'm saying there's so many heads-up matches going around town these days. On YouTube, there was Galfon Challenge, and then Duck Poke and Dana Negrano have been playing these days. So it's always like a lot of people have been discussing the different strategies. Okay, this hand could be very interesting, actually. Like you said,
be a big double up potentially because like these guys do not believe each other at all. You got the Jack Deuce, right? Like how much better can the flop get for you? So he's gonna call. I bet he's gonna call down 3 barrels. Yeah, this Jack Deuce, it really just can't fold. The opponent's too aggressive. There's straight draws, there's flush draws out there. I'd be shocked if he folds this.
Yeah, I think so.
A great spot for Pluribus to, get some chips with him. Imagine he's gonna keep betting small.
Nah, he's going big, man. This guy's going for the maximum value. He knows he makes some big bluffs. I'd be shocked if he goes small. He might just ship it in. Yeah, there we go. Wow. He might get called. You never know.
Yeah, you called it right. Like I said, you've really gotten into the mind of Pluribus. You exactly know what Siddhant is thinking. And going for max value there with the trip 7s.
Well, he's representing a 7 or nothing, and in this case, he does have a 7. I don't think Watermelon. It's a very nice fold. He doesn't need to be worried about the 5 or 9 as much because the big overbet. It's very polarized. So nice fold from him. Because if he had called and lost a hand, well, it would have flipped it really bad.
Yeah, Muskan just mentioned about tournaments on Spartan Poker. So for those of you who want to play on Spartan, we have the Destiny tournament, which is happening right now. It started at 8 p.m. So it's a 23 lakh guarantee tournament, and you can go there and get a piece of that prize pool.
Nice. Good luck, guys.
Big pot happening right now. There's a 4-bet pot, 2 kings, 8-7 suited. It's going to at least see a flop here, I imagine. Geez, this could be it, depending on what comes up.
Yeah, Vadumela, great spot for Vadumela to just see a spot. 70 spades looks like a good hand.
This support where it's kind of just enough for the 8-7 suited.
Yeah.
Your opponent could be 4-bet bluffing. You can maybe make a move and get him to fold. It's a small bet. He might just ship it in.
Well, because he feels like he has such a strong hand. Not that strong, but he's got a gutty. He can, turn another spade. What's happening here? I believe he's going to.
He makes this straight.
Wow.
There's zero chance that Pluribus gets away from this. He's got 2 kings on this board. He's throwing dead.
Oh, GG. Well played. Go to them. Everyone, congratulations to the winner. So the underdog, you guys picked him and he won. This is exciting.
This is super exciting. Siddhant Kriplani, what a great show by him. Pluribus, he was in control for most part of this match. Cooler spot there, Andy. The kings running into the 7-8 and 7-8 making it straight. Wow. And this has been such a crazy ride.
Yeah. And I think we're going to get him on call soon. He's about to join us on a call. So just waiting for him now. Let's get him.
Yeah. I will get Aniket Wagmare, the winner of this tournament on call.
We get to speak to him twice, Richie. Like, again, we get.
What are the odds? What are the odds? Yeah, there you have it.
It was so nice to have you and Selena commentate, Randy. It was trust me, it was an honor, to be honest. Like all these years, we watched how you all both have played, and it's been very inspiring, not just for me, but all the poker players around. And when you say that, poker players are, like Indian poker players are doing so well, like Selena said that, I just assume they're good. You said we're crazy. I love all that, that's I'm so happy that you had fun watching these games, and we got to learn a lot from all the various comments and different stuff that happened on the stream all this while. So that was very interesting, and thank you, Spartan Poker, for organizing all of this. Especially this tournament, those of you who thought that, okay, this is just another sit and go, but no, this was like all the best minds coming together and then finding out who's the mastermind, playing for respect points, and like you see, all of them were going at it. They did not leave a single spot. They were aggressive. There was reasoning behind everything they did, all the plays they made. So it was big congratulations to all of them for coming out as champions. Just had this, it's a great start to the year, and let's see what's more in store. Now we're waiting for that.
And I have Aniket Wagmare, winner of this Masters Table, on the phone with me. Aniket, well done. How are you feeling at the moment?
Unreal. That's boxing my way through tournament now.
Wow, we were just speaking, Randy and I, about the fact that, and in fact, we told Muskan that you were, being so humble the last time around when you came to the final table, and you were not expecting to win the first tournament. And look at you now, going back to back, winning the Masters Table. Fantastic job.
Yeah, it wasn't even like false humility. I really think I was the underdog, and like to paraphrase Hilario, if there was no luck in poker, then Shirsha would win every time. So I had to be very lucky to win against all these guys.
No, you played well. You played really well.
So any questions, Randy and Muskan, for Aniket? I'll have to relay your question since he can't hear us.
Yeah, Sethi played really well.
Yeah, Muskan, Sethi says that you played really well. Very impressed by the way you played at this final table.
I'm wondering when he's going to start to brag. Like, because he's very so humble, but he's so good. He hasn't played as much as the other guys, but like, he's an excellent player. You got to let him know that, Richie. He needs to start bragging. He needs to take this watch that he just won and go to all the live tournaments and just show it off to everyone. Yeah, in their faces.
Yeah, what Randy has to say is that he wants to know, when are you actually going to start bragging about the fact that you've done such an amazing feat, reaching to final tables, winning both of them, and he wants you to go and just show the watch to every player you find and just rub it in their faces.
No, I have just started studying the game seriously, and I feel I'm okay in like general sports in these tournaments, but when it comes to very specific sports, ICM, etc., so I feel like I have to study a lot. Yet, rather to stay humble, among these big guys.
Wow, that is very humbling, and that is very sweet of you, Aniket Wagmare. Amazing show by you, and congratulations. You go ahead and enjoy yourself, and congratulations on winning that amazing customized Breitling Avenger Chronograph for its watch.
Thank you so much, and it was a great team as always. Good job,
Thank you. Talk to you soon, Aniket. So there we have it, Aniket Wagmare, winner of the Masters Table here. And this is the end of our stream. A quick reminder to everyone, Aniket Wagmare was the winner. He took down the tournament for 36.36 lakhs. He won the IOPC Millionaire Legend. And of course, he got the 18K IOPC Gold Badge as well. And he is now the mastermind of the IOPC Jan 2021. So thank you for everyone who's joining this team. I would like to thank the commentators. Thank you, Muskan. Thank you, Randy. It was a pleasure commentating with you. And of course, this was the IOPC Jan 2021, powered by Spartan Poker. We'll see you soon.